What's up, everybody? I'm going to try and not say we are live this time and hope that we are actually coming through good. I'm going to avoid saying and we are live, even though I'm saying it technically. But thank you so much for being here, guys. It's the Gamescom Xbox showcase today. It is an exciting day. We've got an awesome crew together for this one. Very much excited to be joined by three awesome people, three of my favorite people, and some amazing names in the chat already. Thank you so much all for coming by. Very excited, as I say. Xbox always do a nice showcase, and they've been very on form recently. Super excited to see what they got for us this time. E3 was an amazing showcase. Hopefully it's something along the lines of that. But before I get rambling on, I'm going to dive straight into some introductions to these awesome people who've joined me, so we can get into a bit of speculation about the event in a moment. So starting off from the very top, we have a very good friend of mine who doesn't get to be on this show as often as he would like, because he gets a lot of invites and it's tricky sometimes, old time zones and all that good stuff. But this time we have made it happen. I'm very excited to be joined by my very good friend Psychonauts in his new abode, coming at you with some awesome audio and some awesome takes, no doubt. How are you doing, Psychonauts, brother?
I'm glad to be here. I hope the audio is okay.
Sounding great.
This room is empty right now, so it might be a little echoey, so I apologize for that. But just glad to be here. Glad to be on the, talking games with you guys, like I was mentioning before, behind the scenes. First time podcasting here with Lady Foxfire. It is a absolute honor and pleasure. And, I've been on moving for the past 2 weeks, so I'm literally been out of the loop in so many different things. So I'm excited to be here today, checking out XCOM with you guys, and it's gonna be a fun one. Hello, chat, and yeah, ready for this.
Awesome stuff, brother. And I like the way you've just invented a new name for Gamescom there. XCOM.
I thought I said Gamescom, but maybe I said XCOM.
I think you just changed the game with that, I'm afraid. We changed it. That
was deliberate. So.
That was genius, my friend. You just come up, you changed the branding, everything. That shit. That was wicked, bro. And thanks again for being here, brother. It's awesome to have you back on the channel. So I think it's only been once we've actually got on channel together, maybe, or twice even. But now,
I've been here twice.
Twice is awesome. Thank you very much for being back, buddy. It's so awesome to have you. And next up, we have my good buddy who hangs out with me quite a lot on this channel. Someone who I love hanging out with, who is always making me laugh, but always bringing awesome takes about indie games and gaming in general. Just an awesome guy in general to have on the channel at your side. It's great to have him back on again today. Judzilla, my friend, how are you doing?
Hello, my friend. I'm doing very well. You keep leaving the back door open, so I keep appearing. So it's,
there's a kinky one for you to start off with.
I wasn't thinking anything like that, but if that's the way you want to go, that's fine. I'm delighted to be here.
Always.
I think this is going to be good. A nicer stream again with Foxy and Psychonauts. So I think it's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it, and XCOM sounds like a good title to me. So hello, chat. Nice to see everybody, and let's have some fun.
Awesome, brother. Thank you very much. I had to go there because I know you go there with me, so I just had to return the favor. So.
It's supposed to be between me and you.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, thanks again for being part of this, bro. It's always a pleasure and such a blast hanging out with you as always. But next up, we have got a return guest from recently. Someone, as I said previously, I look up to greatly in the podcast scene and her channel as well. Someone who I've respected for a while in this community as an awesome gamer and an awesome content creator. An absolute delight to have her back on the channel again today. I can't believe she's decided to come back. I threw out the invite and she said yes again. I thought it would be a no-no after the first time. but I'm thankful that she's decided to come back and hang out with us again for this Xbox stream, as I know she's an Xbox fan, and hopefully it's going to be a good one today. So thank you very much for joining us, Lady Foxfire. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to the show, and I was really happy and surprised that you guys would invite me back so fast. You and your partner in crime. But at the same time, it's also nice chatting it up with Cyber, even though I've seen him around everywhere. So I know that we've probably all listened to each other, but it's great to be in a room together and talk about gaming stuff, whether it be indies, whether it be Xbox, and what's up to everybody in the chat.
Awesome. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, thank you again for being back on. Very smooth as always with your delivery. Loving it. And I love your passion for gaming. It's going to be a fun one. Thank you so much, everyone in the chat who's joined us. You are legends. Great to see some awesome names. Shout out to UK Dazarus, Maysuko in the house. We have got Smoke Back Official. Thank you very much for coming by, my friend. And Timmer, is that how we are pronouncing? You've got to get me on the completely nailing this, Lady Foxfire. Is it Timmer? Is that yes? Thank you, because I don't want to mess it up.
Timodos.
Timodos, thank you very much. I should really get it just right, because it's great to see you back.
Friend. It's my best friend right there.
Respect needs to be paid. It's great to have you in the Discord as well, Timmer. Thank you very much for joining over there. Anyone else who fancies joining the Discord, the link is in the description below if you want to join the party over there. But thank you, Timmer, for being here once again. And who else do we have in? We have Hans Verst Senior. I'm thinking I'm pronouncing that correct. I hope I am. Don't me know if I'm not. But yeah, thank you all for being here so early. Hopefully we'll get a few more in to join the fun for this show, because it's going to be a kind of laid back kind of soaking up of the action. But yeah, we've got, how long have we got, guys? We've got about 16 minutes until the actual Xbox stream goes live. So yeah, I thought it'd be cool to maybe have a little chat about what our hopes and dreams are for this showcase, and any speculations. Maybe you've kept sort of away from any speculation, or maybe you've just got any hopes that you want to see come out of this, any games that you're really looking forward to that need some an update or something. But yeah, I thought maybe we would start with let's just go from the top again, if that's okay. So my man Psychonauts, I know you've been moving, you've been very busy, but I know you're a big Xbox fan as well, my friend. So yeah, I know there's some games you're probably looking forward to. Is there like anything you've got, any expectations you've got from this show? Like I said earlier, I feel like, I mean, we spoke before show as well. I feel like this could be along the lines of the E3 showcase that they done. I'm kind of hoping that the branding is exactly the same as that. So that's pointing my brain in the direction of like, this is going to be kind of the E3 stream version 2. So maybe that's what they're putting out there with their messaging in the branding of what we're seeing on the screen at the moment, that thumbnail and stuff that they put out with the times. That's saying potentially this is going to be another of those kind of showcases, which would be absolutely awesome, as it was a great show. But yeah, do you have any expectations for this, my friend? Any games you're hoping to see come up or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you in that same manner that they'll keep the showcase exactly like how they ran their E3. You know, same type of format. Pretty much, I think they're just gonna announce games, and then maybe some other developer sections here and there. But I was talking to you guys behind the scenes. I'm very interested to see what they're going to show in reaction to what happened with the Halo news. I think that's one of my main focuses is, hey, they just dropped this unfortunate news, let's, quote unquote, on last Friday. And then on Tuesday here, they already have a showcase for XCOM. So could that have been planned, showing, giving you something bad, kind of like what Judd's alluded to when we were talking earlier. Give you some kind of bad news on a Friday, and just to make you make you believe again on Tuesday.
Psychological.
Exactly. Games wise, there's so many games that I remember from seeing at E3 on that graph, that calendar graph that they put up, that they didn't show anything. I know Scorn was up there. Obviously, we know the Gunk is going to show. Dying Light 2 actually tweeted something that got me actually really excited also. So if I were to say one of, I would say Dying Light 2 is probably one of the games, excuse me, that if they do announce, they'll probably be, a big surprise, especially with the speculations of it going on Game Pass as well, just because the first one was there and things like that. And, Microsoft has been helping that studio out. So they'll be interested to see. I'm just excited to be, getting in the know again of gaming after this big move. So whatever they, send our way, I'm happy for it.
Nice, my friend. No, that's a great show. I know how you feel. When you're out of the loop, you just want to get back in and soak up that gaming goodness.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that is awesome. Excuse me. I've just noticed that I've not put you onto the I forgot what it's called now. The ticker below. So I'm just adding you into the ticker below for anyone who wants to follow you on Twitter who doesn't know Psychonauts already, although I find that highly unlikely. But I'm just going to add you in there as well, my friend. Sorry about that, because you're a late addition, arriving like the boxer. But yes, yeah, that's a great take, my friend, for sure. Let's go to our other less regular person on this channel. Not that I don't love Judsy Baby, or but all that good stuff. I'm in love with you, Juds. But let's move over to Lady Foxfire next, because she's kind of I'm thinking of Cyber and Lady Foxfire as the kind of guests, and Juds is basically my partner in crime, as you guys have heard. But yeah, Lady Foxfire, you're another big Xbox fan, and I know you have some great thoughts and sort of like processes about what you think about what's coming up, and you keep in the loop nicely. So yeah, I wondered if you had any kind of like games that you're hoping to see, or any expectations of what you think this event will be like, or anything in general about the event, really.
Definitely. I know that they're going to probably keep that flow going, because once they realize that's what the fans wanted, they've been milking that. With the main shows, at least, they still need some work on the indie side. But over on the main shows, they're doing good interviews. They're having better hosts. Even if they're brief, it's back-to-back with games and trailers, which I really like. So I'm looking forward to the show, just in general, for entertainment purposes, because I know they're going to, just show off some of the stuff that we've already seen, maybe newer trailers or anything like that. But I'm really looking forward to seeing if they have Perfect Dark. Anything about that would be nice. I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes and what they're doing with that series.
Nice.
So it would be nice to see that. Anything they didn't mention during E3, just a little snippet, I'm looking forward to seeing. And obviously, they got the bad news from Halo out of the way. So hopefully we get some good news just coming forward, release date, whatnot, more related trailers for the campaign. I know so many people looking forward to that. I wanted to play that alongside with my brother. Now we're going to play it separately and still talk about it together and share our thoughts. Because we are looking forward to Halo. And then obviously we're going to jump into that multiplayer together. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that release date. We've been waiting for a long time for Halo.
Yeah, you think it's time for a release date today then, would you say?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought that months ago, but yes, today's the date. It has to be today.
Yes. Yeah, it's got to be. Surely that's where they probably preset it up by that announcement, I would have said. I would say that's good thinking. Yeah, I think there's a good chance. How about actually go back quickly, but I'm going to pop back to Cyber, and then before we go back over to Juds, do you think there's a release date for Halo today as well, my friend Cyber?
Oh, that's such a tough question. I'm not sure. I'm 50-50 on it. I love Lady Foxfire's enthusiasm, and they need to drop it today. That would be like a win after the what happened on Friday with the announcement of the no co-op campaign and no Forge. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they'll release it. I don't know what they could be waiting for at this time. Maybe another Halo only stream or something like that. Maybe to drop it then, but it would make sense for them to drop it here, right? A lot more eyes on the XCOM's 2021 stream. So I'm 50-50 on it. I can't say. I'm not really sure.
No worries, not a problem at all, my friend. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's quite a tricky one to call, but
it would make it would make sense though.
They could just do their own event where they just sort of do it that way. They could do anything because they've got the power of being Xbox, that they could just sort of do any specialized event or something for it later on. But they do need to do it quite soon, as it's coming up, isn't it? Obviously, if they want to release this year, they need to get on that really at some point. So there is definitely a chance, isn't there?
Yeah, the reason why I say I'm 50-50 on it is because we just got the bad news from it, and to drop the date right after it,
that's a good point.
So close, it kind of just be like, oh, so now it's too early for you to drop another Halo news, in my personal opinion. I think you let this kind of settle down, and then in a week or two, or maybe we're in August now, maybe September or something like that. Tell us the date or something like that. That's just my opinion.
I think they might have an XO, another showcase or something, but it might be
smaller.
That's
true. That's absolutely.
It might be in 30 minutes, might be 45. I don't know, but they might do some additional stuff on that one as well.
But that's a good
Right.
show, and that could be announced today instead of the release date, essentially, couldn't it, or whatever? And then that
I
leads
do
on.
have a question, if you don't mind, Indy.
Definitely.
Do you guys think we'll see any of the games that we saw during their E3 showcase, or do you think they're not going to repeat the games that they're already shown?
Well, like I mentioned, I think they might, but they might be like a different trailer of the same game, or
Oh,
they might
sure.
be
Okay.
gameplay or anything like that. If they do, I doubt that they would just show the same actual trailer, copy paste. I think they would show
Right.
something different, but might be some similarities in the games.
Yeah, definitely. It'll only be if it's moving forward and stuff. I think what the emphasis will be today is some new announcements that haven't been shown before, and games that are coming soon, as in this year, like because there's so many games now. They're like, it's ridiculous. We are buried in games right now, and that's just going to continue.
Right.
It's going to probably get worse if anything. I don't know
tell
how,
me
but
about it. My
So-
backlog now is just like infinite. So.
Yeah, exactly. So the way they're going to deal with that is, with events like this, is they're going to have to focus on what's sooner. The more games there is, the more they have to break it down, because there's not an infinite amount of time to cover all the games and stuff like that. So I think we're going to get like a lot of 2021 focused games, as well as some newly announced games, which will be obviously a lot later coming out, just to get people's attention and get those follows and get those wish lists or whatever, you know what I mean, and people's attention to just be like, oh, that one's cool, put it in the back of my mind. And obviously the games coming soon, they need the run up to release sort of hype, and that's going to be a focus, I think, today. But yeah, Judsy, baby. Sorry, I've neglected you for a little bit there, my friend.
That's fine.
Have you had time to sit on the toilet for a bit?
I'm sure you've got a camera in my house. There's something going on here.
So what do you think about this showcase, my friend? Are you anything you're hoping to see games-wise, or what's your expectations from this event?
Yeah, I'm really excited for it, obviously. I'm torn though, because on the one hand you've got Aaron Greenberg saying, keep your expectations in check, we're not announcing new stuff, it'll be stuff we've already shown. And then he said that last time they showed Perfect Dark, so
Exactly,
I'm not sure. But the other point about it is things we've already shown, well, that's a massive amount of stuff. If you think of the teaser trailers we got, like Perfect Dark, like State of Decay 3, there's a bunch of stuff those studios are working on which they showed little snippets of, so they could classify as what we've seen before. As far as Halo, yeah, I think we're going to get a release date and we're going to get a tiny bit of the campaign. If we don't see either, I reckon they'll do a dedicated stream or a dedicated event. But yeah, I think there's so many options of stuff that they could do, and you said it was 90 minutes, so the Gunk, yep, I think we'll get a deeper dive when we covered ID Xbox. They didn't show it at all, so we were thinking that was going to be held back for this. And Scorn as well, I think we get a little bit more on that. So, but yeah, Game Pass news, I think they've got some stuff in the bag as well for new releases, and possibly stuff like Compulsion is working on. We might see a little bit of that. So there's a lot of scope for what they could show in that 90 minutes.
I definitely agree, yeah, for sure. And shout out to I Love Indies joining us again. Leon, thank you very much for being here again, my friend. And Back from the Dead has joined us. Thank you for being here, buddy. He brings up a great question, and one that I pretty much, I think I can say this is pretty much a definite. It's my opinion anyway. I think it's going to be indies definitely are going to be shown today. He's asking if there's going to be indie news, and I think that's pretty much a given that we will see indie coverage today. I think Xbox is one of their big focuses is the indie coverage stuff, is the bringing through the indies. Well, I think we'll see ID Xbox shown off in some fashion, or even if it's just a sizzle reel. But I think there'll be actual full trailers of indie games. Like, for example, Replaced was in the E3 in the E3 showcase. I think we'll see something along those lines. The full Replaced trailer. I think it's pretty much a definite. There will we see something in it, especially as we've got the Gunk. It's one of the bigger indie games, but I think that's been pretty much confirmed as to be here, which I'm really excited to see. It's been a game I've been looking forward to for a while. I know a lot of people in the Xbox community have as well. They've only had one trailer on the Gunk, but it's still coming in 2021. It's coming from Thunderful Publishing, and they know what they're doing. They're a well-versed team. They know they've got some great games, and they know how to deliver a game. So yeah, I think we'll see that today, and I think they are still on track. I don't think they would say 2021 still if if they weren't still on track with that, because it's not like they're a small team doing their first game. I think like they know their scheduling and stuff like that. I think publishing wise as Thunderful, they're basically like they're on the almost on par like with the Devolver and Annapurna. They're one of the bigger publishers. But yeah. You guys do you excited for the Gunk as well? I know a lot of people have been talking about it. Anyone excited for the Gunk?
I know I am.
Nice.
I mean, I just want that big vacuum cleaner and someone to come and hoover up my house.
Okay, yeah. That's a good shout.
It's a very powerful tool, that thing looks. So
yeah.
But no, it looks fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it personally. It's got a lot of character from what we've seen so far. I'd like to see a bit more about the gameplay and what she's not doing when she's not on the planet scooping up dark stuff. So yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah, that's the pitch. Scooping up dark stuff on the planet.
Yeah, I lost.
No, I like it. Definitely, I should go with it. But
it's honest work. What can I say?
Yeah, I haven't seen much on
really?
it, to be honest with all of you guys. Yeah, the only thing I've seen was maybe that little bit of a reel where they showed. Was it last year or was it this year? I can't remember.
It was,
or maybe during in May, right?
2 years ago, I think. I'd say
2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
so I
don't remember.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with that game. Yeah,
okay, cool.
So
I think you'd
I'd be
it,
interested
Lady
to see if there was anything. Yeah,
I think both of you would actually. Yeah, yeah, but we have only seen one trailer on it, but it's kind of it's kind of like a 3D platformer. This the people who made SteamWorld, the SteamWorld games, SteamWorld Dig, all those games, and SteamWorld Heist and all that. So they're a really good developer, but this is their first game going 3D. So, but what they've created is looking absolutely amazing from that, based on that trailer. The world is really kind of alive looking, but obviously it's an alien world. You're on a sort of alien planet, but what I mean by alive is it's like visually enticing. It's got like lots of character to it. But yeah, it looks really interesting. You're kind of vacuuming in a way like in Super Mario Sunshine. Is it when you vacuum? Judzy? I think.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is Sunshine where it's got a lot of people compare it to that with the mechanics. I don't think there's combat, I'm just going to say, but the 3D platforming looks really interesting. And yeah, I'm definitely hoping we see more of it. Pretty much every showcase recently, I've been hoping for more on that. And I Love Indie says, will we see Tunic? Let's ask Lady Foxfire if we're going to see Tunic.
Oh my god, I would love to see that. But every time I mention it or get my hopes up to seeing something about it, something more, a new demo, a release date, anything, I hear nothing for months. So I'm like, maybe I should just stay quiet and be a patient little fox, and then they'll give it to me when it's ready.
I love it. I love it. I thought you'd know, you'd be in on the know on it. You're controlling all of that.
It's always hit or miss. It's like every time they do release a couple little things about it, it goes quiet for a while. So at this point, whenever it's ready, I'm here.
Yeah, no, I think it's one of them games. Best way to deal with those indies. There's so many people who are like, about time when they finally release the release date to indie games. And that kind of gets me a little bit annoyed. I shouldn't let it, but it does annoy me sometimes when people are kind of like, like I saw the other day, The Artful Escape, the release date is September the 9th. And someone's like, about time, I've been waiting for this for ages. Well, yeah, technically, you will be waiting for games for ages. I know it was announced a long time ago at E3, but, it's an independent game. It's a small team.
Yeah, they got a small team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just give them the time it takes to make the game.
It's gonna start soon.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes. People need to chill out with that point of view, in my opinion. Don't hate me, but I wish people would be more patient. Games take a long time to make, and if you want them good, then they especially do. But yeah, how long have we got? Oh God, we've actually timed. Jesus.
Yeah, I think it started.
My God, you should have shouted. Sorry, it's my fault.
I mentioned the thing. I was like, it's gonna start.
Terrible.
No worries, it's a trailer.
What we got? Rambling on as always. Beautiful. Hopefully we should be all good. Sorry about that, guys. Terrible.
Later on, we'll take an extended look at Forza Horizon 5. There's so much going into this, and Playground Games' vision of Mexico is muy bonito.
And we'll be getting our first look at the cover car for the game, Paris. I got $5 on it being one of those electric scooters that you see piled up on the sidewalk.
Will Kate win $5? I guess we're about to find out.
Yes, indeed. Our Xbox Plays team will also chat with devs and deep dive into current and upcoming games all week on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Let's get started with Techland and their upcoming zombie parkour sequel, Dying Light 2: Stay Human.
That was a subliminal message that
Oh, wow.
Silksong might be. I just sent.
Look what they're starting with. That's nice.
Dying Light 2, nice start, yeah.
Dying Light 2
There you
lead
go,
game
Cyber.
design.
Ooh.
And this
Cyber wins.
is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi. We can't wait until December 7th to finally give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last few years.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for you in the game.
And we are just about to enter the city, fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets. Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two. Ready? Let's go!
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this. Probably like many others. People had their ambitions, plans, lives. Now it's all gone. The virus started it, but it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador. They tell me they had a vision. They had hope. But soon, one vision broke into many.
Sorry, guys.
Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other. War broke out.
Was it a little bird?
I'm trying to place this actor's voice of what game he does as well.
Now the city is falling.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
It looks awesome though.
But
I just want to see a logo that says coming to Game Pass. That'd be perfect.
I was literally thinking that.
Not yet.
Is that gonna show up at the end?
I need the secrets the city holds.
Fuck! Hey! Still some rats here!
I have to pick a side.
The bazaar needs good people. You're doing great so far.
I have to make a difference.
Let's check and see.
They say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series? Is all hope really gone? We'll see about that.
Well, that was an exciting trip, wasn't it, Timon? Did you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers, banks, and large billboards? That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
And it's a very unique
What's
design.
up, GoForce?
One
Thanks for joining
very
us.
important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me. All those parkour moves that you and your team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way.
No, yes, right. And we've got twice the number of parkour moves compared to the first game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most important to me personally. It brings a whole new fighting style into the game. The player can stagger an enemy and use them to perform
The actor that
further
was doing
attacks,
the
for example, by
or
rebounding
is
from
the
their bodies,
protagonist.
jumping of them
The
onto other
voice
foes,
is the
and
same
so
guy
on.
from
I think we
Outriders. That's
captured
what
the
I was
movement
thinking.
really well. and made it
Sounded
quite
very
simple
similar
for
to
the players
that
to
guy.
perform.
How was it?
I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach those tall skyscrapers and other challenging spots
Is that
too.
whetted your appetite more? Has it got you more enticed, or is it about the same, less enticed?
Oh no, I was just literally curious. I was just like, where's his voice?
So, sorry, just in general, what
Where do I
have you
know this
seen?
one? Yeah,
Like, just
yeah, no, absolutely. Dying Light, I think it's one of those sleeper titles. If you haven't played the first one, please give it a go. It's amazing, so good.
People adjusted. They are
Yeah, I
much
see my
bolder
brother
now.
playing it, but
at
I
least
definitely thought
during
the
day.
voice was
And they are more
North.
vicious too.
Oh, was
And I
it?
think
Oh,
that's
was
a
it Nolan
great
North?
summary of
That's
this
what I
discussion.
thought, but I don't know.
Pre-order
He works. He does about
But
every
it just-
game,
it
so
just-
maybe.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just sounded a little bit
on
like
December
him.
7th.
But I'm
Thanks,
not
David.
sure if he did
Thank you.
Outriders as well. I'm not sure.
This Flight Simulator guy got the same jacket on he had
For the
last time.
first time in the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft Flight
Right.
Simulator
Are you ahead of
launched
us,
on a
Jads?
home console with the release on
On
Xbox
Twitch.
Series
What are you
X
guys on?
and
Oh,
S
on
last
YouTube.
month. Reviewers and gamers alike
as
were
am
blown
I.
away by
Yeah,
how well
cool.
the stunning
Yeah.
visuals and the depth
Do you want me
of
to
the
spoil it for
simulation
you?
translated to the console.
Could be that
That's
annoying
why
guy who's
I'm
like,
extremely
it's coming out
honored to welcome
today.
the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator,
Yeah, Halo.
York Newman, to the team.
Ahead of us.
York,
Yeah, if you want to watch
being
your YouTube,
here,
that'd be awesome,
the
buddy.
last time we met was at
No
the
worries, bud.
Xbox Game
Cheers.
Showcase, and it was getting ready to come out on consoles. How did that go?
It went great. As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console launch was really just amazing. Both from Xbox gamers and from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great validation that the translation of the simulation to the console has really worked well. Our usage numbers are through the roof. We are absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you, there have never been more people playing Flight Simulator than right now. So it's an awesome time.
That is awesome. Congratulations on the launch, really. But
All right.
I want to go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so much going on.
He wants more memes to be made.
So you and I talked about Top Gun Maverick earlier.
I'm not cool
fans
enough
are
to pull
super
that off.
excited. They saw the
Yeah.
FAA team. They can't
Me
wait
either.
to start flying. And as you know, it comes out later this year as free DLC alongside the movie. But as the movie is still under wraps, so are we. So I can still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on even before Maverick. So
thanks,
we are
Tim. I
continuing
see
to
that
do our
he-
monthly
he,
big
said
releases
it in
that
the
we've
chat,
been doing
the
for a
voice
long
actor.
time. And next month, on September 7th, we
cool.
are launching World Update 6. And this World Update, I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember, there was a little red plane
Yeah,
flying into
yeah.
Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new 3D cities like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland. We have Vienna and Graz in Austria, and
That's epic.
and those cities look just amazing. Amazing. They have
This
like 7
game, I
centimeters
tried it.
resolution,
It's
resolution, and
absolutely gorgeous. It's
awesome.
amazing.
But we want to
Yeah.
celebrate the entire region, so we picked 100
still haven't
of the
tried it,
most
actually,
scenic
but-
places, the most famous landmarks.
If you have a data
and we
cap,
call those
be
POIs.
wary.
Yeah,
though.
totally,
I'll tell you
yeah.
that much.
Spread them
I was
throughout
more
the-
concerned about
throughout
the hard drive
simulation.
space.
And we also added
honest.
Oh, yeah,
airports.
that's
We did Lübeck,
Just
and
because, like,
Stuttgart in Germany, and
I don't
Klagenfurt
know.
in Austria,
I
and
d- it
Stuttgart
does look
in
amazing.
Switzerland. And
I do want to try it,
and
really,
what
but
ties it all together is
when
is
you're
missions.
doing
We have
video
a
editing,
new,
your hard drive gets eaten.
Discovery flights. We have new
Oh, yeah.
landing
So,
jobs, and we
yeah,
have new
you don't have much
sort
spare.
of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the awesome looking places
It
and
looks
really
beautiful, but
celebrate
I'd rather
the
see
beauty
like
of this region
videos
of
and
Earth.
streams and
And
clips.
this is a celebration.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Playing it?
Of DACH, of Germany,
Because
of
I
Switzerland.
like a
I'm
little bit
so
more
happy
action when I'm
to be able
flying,
to
like
announce
Ace
this
Combat.
here at
Yeah.
You know, that is really incredible, all the different regions and everything that you're going to have in the game, and the way that you're going to be able to actually highlight those.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. But you know, for us, it's actually not just the region and the visuals. We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love aviation like we do. You actually realize that a lot of regions of Earth have a very special relationship with flying, with aviation. Sometimes it's, the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer. So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes? So we are announcing a new series. We call them Local Legends. And think about that as planes that are locally well known, like in that region, but outside in the world, not so much. Yeah. But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience? So for World Update 6, we picked a German plane from the 1930s.
Now we can see how it'll be 90 minutes.
In Germany, it actually is lovingly named Tante U, so Aunt U. And we think of us as sort of a
We're so impatient, aren't we?
Well, I am. So we really want to get these planes to an extreme level of detail.
It does look amazing,
out
though.
of our way
They're
to really go deep. So we're doing a full scan.
It's epic, isn't it?
Full scans of the outside and the inside, as detailed as 1 millimeter, which is as good as you can really do this. And then we're working with, for the Junkers, we worked with Bernd Junkers, who is the grandson of the original creator of the plane, Hugo Junkers, and he's helping us. He had a ton of insight and materials. Then we worked with an organization that is preserving one of the last surviving examples of the Junkers. So they let us scan and take photographs. And then we were lucky that to find a pilot that actually flew one of those planes while it was still flying in the real world. And he lets us know, like, is the cockpit right and the sounds right? Does it feel right in the air? So we're having a blast working with these experts to really bring these, to celebrate this plane, to bring it back to life.
And this is why it's special,
like you're
because
creating, like,
for different reasons than it being a normal kind of game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically that. It's a museum with flyable planes. So we're working with 40 museums around the world, and it's honestly one of the funnest parts of the job. You end up working with these curators of planes. These are their babies, and they sort of see the tooth of time in the real world sort of nagging on their remaining planes, and they're so happy when we come in with our scanning equipment, and we're basically capturing their planes, and they know that we can digitally preserve them.
I would normally be surprised that they're taking this long
those
on
scans back to the museum so they can do something with it.
And like talking about details, but since it's highly rated and it has so much feedback, they actually taking the time to let people know
more. So I have another announcement. We are working with a fascinating
Is Flight Simulator the highest rated game released this year for Xbox?
An eVTOL air taxi for urban traffic.
I believe so. Yeah, I think that's something he
they have a
As
vision
in,
of the future,
like,
how
score,
how
like, critical acclaim wise, is that what they're talking
machines
about?
Basically connect people in
Yeah,
large
like
cities.
Metacritic.
We're working directly with the engineering team to make sure that we are capturing their plane, their aircraft perfectly in
until
the
Forza
flight
comes
simulator.
out.
And that's coming out in November.
Forza's looking
You
really
weren't kidding
nice.
when you're
Forza
saying that
always
there's
gets
a lot
hype
going
for
on
parts.
inside of Microsoft.
That's stepped up a lot as well, isn't it? I think from
Yeah, there's one more
4
thing.
like to this, it's like photorealistic almost
I'm so
now.
happy to announce that we've partnered with RARA. That's the Reno Air Racing Association. And
Just
they,
like this,
every
I see
year
it
they
like
put
a
on something
simulation,
called the
like simulation
Real National
racing game in a way.
Championship Air Race. And we're bringing
Even
this
though
to Flight Simulator.
Horizon
So
is
it's-
more arcadey.
This is the fastest motorsport.
Yeah.
This is right down your alley.
Actually,
It's the fastest motorsport on
Hades
Earth.
is
And I
the
actually brought you
#1
the-
rated game on
Beautiful.
Xbox right now.
Race, speed.
Well, who's surprised
Win.
about that?
Win, win,
Danger
win.
Zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show that.
That's actually really good.
94. Wow,
Yeah, baby.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that though.
No,
No,
not
it
at all.
deserves it.
It's
Oh, yeah,
overwhelmingly positive on Steam. It's like 98% positive rating on Steam, so it's pretty epic.
For like a Xbox and a PC exclusive though, I think this one is.
Oh yeah, it's right below that. It's at 90 on Xbox.
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the
go.
danger zone. When is this coming out?
Man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground. So you are definitely going to be in the danger zone. I mean, without going into too much detail, this Reno Air Race is actually the largest expansion we have since we launched on Flight Simulator. It's not just because we scanned all the famous race planes of the world. There's lots of them. This is also the first time when you can basically race against your friends and pilots across the planet. And so a competitive multiplayer is coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that will definitely test your pilot skills. And you ask, when is it coming out? This is coming out this fall, so it's right around the corner.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you know I have the need for speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this and participate in some of these air races.
Awesome, man. We got you covered.
Yeah, all right, thank you. If going fast on the ground is more your speed, keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream. We'll also talk with Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Here I come.
Oh, cool.
What are they doing with this?
Build a weapon, one that
Here we go.
blows the world
Ooh, sizzle.
away.
Sizzle my heart.
Build a rocket that'll fly
We got a lot of new games again. So many
That
games.
should answer Leon's question as well about stuff we're going to see.
back in a day.
Yeah. Midnight Fight Express!
Oh,
Yes!
this looks awesome, huh?
I've seen this one for a while. Oh my god, it looks so good, that game. It's Game Pass as well, that is awesome. They picked it up. Because it was just like... I think it's one guy making that game.
Really?
Yeah, Midnight Fight Express. Yeah, following him on Twitter. It's amazing. And it's like... I think it's real motion capture, like, the fighting. Which is bonkers, like...
Yeah.
Oh wow, Fight Club. Let's go.
Oh, I've seen this one as well, actually. This was on another stream. Looks good, actually. Good atmosphere.
Ow.
Oh, nice.
Game.
I know. I was just thinking this the same thing.
Wow, so cool. I like this.
Impressive.
I can't believe that. I'm so happy about that. That's what I'm happy about the showcase now entirely.
Yep, somehow they did it.
Midnight
They
Fight
added
Express
even
wins.
more games to the Game Pass. Let's talk about
You're like, that's all I needed,
Yeah,
bye.
exactly. Take it and run.
And we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now, we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror. Let's dive.
Goat Force.
Yeah, where's Go Force? I was going to say. Is he
He's
still
asking
here?
before, so
Yeah.
if he's still here, he'll be happy now.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Didn't expect that. Not sure about the quality of the stream. Is yours quite how do we explain
Yeah,
it?
it's
Mine was
not.
buffering a lot, so I
It's
just
on their end.
lowered the quality. Yeah. Oh, is
Yeah.
it on their end?
Yeah,
oh,
they
okay.
put
Yeah.
they put it the bit rate obviously quite low, I think, to keep it smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one drops so many frames.
It's,
But I'll tell you what too, like if you rewatch this again, I'm sure they'll release the
yeah.
the 4K version. It looks like a completely different show when you watch it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I love when they
Resolution
release them
problem.
all separate trailers as well. It's nice.
Well, I am here with creative director of World's Edge,
So-
Adam Isgreen. And Adam, I'm so excited to
I
talk
gotta go back and look at that indie Game Pass reel again.
Yeah,
Looks
it's good.
awesome.
I know.
I gotta
that
write,
was
I gotta
awesome.
write down
So,
some
you know,
games,
so
you
far
guys.
we've
They
been
look
showing
really
off
good.
Yeah.
Look really good.
Looks like from in
Age
the
of
game,
Empires.
you're
This is
playing
Tempest
it.
Sun's
You got to see
game
a lot
right
of
here. He
footage of
loves
that,
this
and we've also shown
franchise.
a little bit of our
Oh, really?
campaigns,
Nice.
Right
Yeah.
through when we unveiled the 100 Years' War and showed Joan of Arc. But we have yet another way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history to life that we haven't talked about yet.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it.
Well,
Let's hear more.
Okay, wait, you get one moment of suspense. Okay, that's enough. So what we brought today is we have these wonderful little videos that we've created that are interspersed amongst the campaign, and they're about 3 to 5 minutes each. And we have over an hour of them total, and they're called Hands-on Histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yes, I have. We are going to show you the segment on one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan favorite, the Trebuchet.
Excellent. Well, this I gotta see. Let's take a look.
A counterweight trebuchet was the king of all siege engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances.
Go Forza's gone, I think.
They
In and
built
out.
a replica, one of the
Like a
largest
drive-through.
in the world. Originating in 7th century
I'm not sure where
China,
everyone is today.
by the
Oh well,
13th
it's all good.
century,
We're having a good time.
trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful
Sure, they're probably watching another
weapons.
channel.
Absolutely.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features. A pivoted arm with a weight at one end, and a sling to hold the projectile at the other. To prime, the 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of 2 that's attached to an axle, which would lift the counterweight, weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone. What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed.
Thinking probably slightly more detail than
Trebuchets
we
were
need.
carefully
I know, I was
aimed,
thinking
Might
that.
seem
like
like-
modern guns.
In order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
It's like suddenly we're watching the one show.
To follow the same
Which I don't know what I'm talking about.
They all had to be the same weight and shape.
Do you know what I mean,
To
John?
achieve this,
Yeah, I do.
Masons used
It's
a
pretty
I
bizarre.
feel like I'm having my dinner watching it.
Projectile into the sling. This one must weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get
I mean,
up to
it's
150
insightful, but it's
kilograms.
just in the wrong place, isn't it? Yeah.
It's incredible that well, I shouldn't say no, but probably
Trebuchets were
0.3%
also
of gamers
used to
watching this are
throw
going to be
burning
interested
tar,
in.
Yeah.
You guys weren't
Beehives,
interested in the engineering
even dead
class today?
bodies.
Come on.
anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
It's unnecessary.
Did you hear that whoosh?
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval siege weapon.
Now, like, if you could build your own in the game, then I
You
would
know I'm gonna say
understand this. but-
trebuchet. Don't care.
Now
'cause
we
that
know how
is
to build
awesome
our own in
and
real life after that.
remarkably
Yeah.
unique, something you don't see in
True.
games very often.
My neighbors are in trouble. Don't you worry about that.
You know, one of the
Yeah.
things when we were looking at what we were going to do with Age of Empires 4, there's a phrase I'm really fond of, which is history is only as interesting as the people who taught it to you. And you could say that about any subject, really, right? But I think the great thing is when you have someone that's so enthusiastic and passionate about history, it really comes across. And we wanted to be that kind of teacher for history. And there's a phrase called humanized history that I use to kind of describe what we tried to do, which is we tried to like connect past and present. And you can see that
Okay.
kind of in our
Pacing's
briefings
different
as
to the
well,
E3
where we got
show.
real stuff with like CG kind of
Unfortunately.
overlaid to show you the history.
Oh, well.
And so for
So good.
these,
A lot
wanted to do
more
that same thing. So we
developer
ourselves
interactions
and
than
relatives
there were
partnered
at
with
a.
this amazing
Yeah, this
group
feels more like the,
called
the second
Lion
E3 show, doesn't it?
And they've
You
done
know what I mean?
production on an amazing amount
Yeah.
of shows and documentaries
When they
for the BBC
Paris did
and
that one,
won
so
every
maybe they
award
were
you can
thinking that was
imagine
the
for
focus
media.
almost.
And they travel to all of these locations and all these different countries to meet with these subject matter experts and get all of this great footage on how things really worked and how things were made. And
Still.
it's been delightful to kind of
Enjoyable
go
though.
through that process and
But
It's like they
kind
get
of-
it right every other time they do a show.
I know,
I
it's
love
annoying,
it.
isn't
Now,
it?
You also, of course,
I mean, if you
you've
said
got
this
a
in
bunch,
90
as you
minutes,
mentioned, of these
you could-
hands-on history
you could get
segments.
everything in
Anything
an
else you
hour.
can tell us,
You
fans,
Yeah.
take
about
out things
what we
like
can
this.
expect,
You know,
looking
no
forward to,
disrespect to the
anything big
guys
you got coming up?
telling his story and all
well,
that, but
favorites.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel really,
I
really
think
terrible
my
sometimes. Like that
personal
girl
favorite
doing that
is one
features,
called
she
Medieval
really,
Surgery.
she was great, and she
I'll
had
let your
great
imagination
insights.
go
But it's
with
just
what
not the
we
right
might
place for
show
it, is
and
it?
what
You
we
know?
might talk about in that
Right.
one.
Yeah.
I think they would probably get a lot more views too, kind of like what Lady Foxfire was mentioning. If they were to break this down and put it into individual segments or individual videos afterwards, I think they'll get a lot more interaction because people would just, watch it and then they'll see, oh, this Age of Empires video here is only 10 minutes long. Let me watch this whole thing really quick. Rather than, maybe game. Yeah.
I mean, they will definitely release them as that. I think that this is the sort of package of it.
Well, like right now, people are watching this. People are like, oh, let me get up, let me go to the bathroom, let me grab a snack or something, or not really paying attention to what's going on.
Stepped away for a little bit. I don't even know if you guys noticed.
Oh, great to see this approach being used in a hands-on history kind of segment. But I mean, what was that approach like to sort of, sell going forward, especially since it's such a unique
Did I miss anything?
Don't think so.
Yeah. I was hoping they wouldn't do this. Like, I don't mind the developer interviews at all. But when they do a little bit too lengthy, or maybe they go somewhere else to do God knows what else, it has somewhat to do with the game, but it's not necessary.
Finding that middle ground
is not
really challenging.
I think it should be kind of like what you mentioned. It should be its own little segment, its own little video, separate from this.
Yeah.
Hey, you show Age of Empires, you show a little trailer, you maybe have a quick discussion with the developer, and for more on Age of Empires, check out its own, video here.
Exactly. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll be going up on there or whatever. And then keep this as a sort of, fast-flowing. They did it exactly right before. That's the annoying part. With the E3, the first showcase, just do that again.
Yeah, even with E3, even though that one was trailer, gameplay, trailer. Remember they did an extended E3 where they did one like 2 days later.
Yeah,
it was kind of like this. It was hosted by Paris, and it was still a little bit quicker than this one is going.
Yeah, I think it probably was. I was just saying that actually, probably as you stepped away, that's what this feels like. It's the second showcase with Paris again from E3, so that's what this feels like, more closer to. So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer.
It's working for Timodos though. He said he wouldn't have watched it if it is separate, but having it in his making him interested in it. So,
Yeah, it works for some.
My question would be, how much have we seen of the game though compared to this?
I know, yeah. Exactly. Does it get you interested in the game or engineering? You know what I mean?
Cannot wait. October 28th, neither should you. Now, we have tons coming up here today, including a new update for State of Decay 2 and an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 with our friends at Playground Games. But now,
State of Decay 2, let's
go,
baby. I'm ready.
It's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud Gaming is already available on Windows PCs, mobile phones, and tablets. And now, it's coming to Xbox consoles. The future with cloud gaming sounds bright. No waiting to install, no running out of hard drive space, no waiting to patch, and no buying a new console just to play with your friends. See how the vision of cloud gaming will bring people together without barriers.
So when I think about cloud and when I think about gaming, those two things together to me really show you the future where you can pick up something and you can play it anywhere and
Such
you
a
can
good
do
gameplay,
it quickly.
Celeste, if you haven't already.
Cloud gaming is phenomenal. That's pretty
This
great.
is interesting. If this comes to Xbox One,
This actually looks so
you'll
good.
be playing next-gen games
are
on your
large
Xbox One.
and you want to keep
Yeah,
the
it's funny,
ones
isn't
that
it?
you know you love on your hard drive.
It's
Xbox
funny
Cloud
because
Gaming is
I've
about being able to
always
discover
had a
new
bad
ones right
experience with
It's super
xCloud.
exciting that for
But
Game
when
Pass
I
Ultimate
tried it
members, they will get to
I was only
experience
using
Xbox Cloud
devices,
Gaming
right?
on whatever
And
console they
my
have.
internet has always
Cloud
been,
gaming is really about looking
pretty
at
good.
how people play differently.
And
I
when I
know for
tried it
me
on
in particular, sometimes I
PC,
just
that's
watch
when I
5 minutes.
finally saw its
should
true
be as
potential.
easy as
You know,
finding the
and I was
game
just
that
like,
you look
wow,
for on
yeah,
your
this
console
is
and
this.
just
If
jumping
they
right
get
in.
this
We're
working on
targeting
every
1080p
single
at
device,
60 frames
working
per second.
properly, your device is up, up to par with to run xCloud. It's gonna change the game.
Smooth.
Definite.
The process itself to get into cloud gaming feels like you're playing on
Going on
console,
PC
right?
and
You
it's
go,
all
you
like-
find the game you want, you press play.
Yeah.
It's so easy nowadays. You can pick up any device and pretty much play any Xbox game on Game Pass.
If my friends have titles that I don't have yet, I can just wait for them to send me an invite. It makes content just so much more accessible.
I
really love the flexibility. It's awesome.
Everything that Xbox is doing right now is just getting rid of the limits of having to be on a specific platform or a specific console, play on PC and mobile, and now on Gen 8.
Yeah, Gen 8 consoles can play Gen 9 content. Isn't that so cool?
With cloud gaming, we have the ability, because you are connecting to consoles that are in our
That
data
is so
centers,
cool.
to allow
What's
the
up,
Gen 8
Josu
customers, the
Lopez?
Xbox
Thanks for
One
being here.
customers, to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to play without it.
There's so much opportunity when it comes to thinking about
Is
how
it Josh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'll have to learn the new names that you're bringing. I love it. The fandom
crew.
from
We got
the Lady Foxfire
unique
Club.
names.
Love it.
No, Tim.
August 9th saw the
Glad you're
release
back.
of the free Optimized update for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on the Xbox Series S and X. With beautiful and rich visuals, thanks to the addition of ray tracing and improved materials alongside performance updates, this is the perfect opportunity to relive Senua's journey or experience it for the first time. And if you haven't played this, do yourself a favor, grab a pair of headphones and immerse yourself into this world.
Agreed. Speaking of unique experiences on Game Pass, the Xbox Plays team will be taking a look at some ID at Xbox titles over the next few days, including 12 Minutes and The Big Con.
They're also talking with developers from Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, and Destiny 2. So join the live Q&A to get your burning questions answered. You can catch all of those streams on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Speaking of Forza Horizon 5, don't forget our friends at Playground Games will give us an extended look at their monument to motoring in Mexico later on.
That includes never-before-seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before. I've loved everything I've seen of Forza Horizon 5 so far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate,
Indy, I'll be right back.
No
there's more
problem,
games
brother.
to check out, right?
Well, right you are, Paris. Let's talk Wasteland 3. Their newest DLC introduces us to a new cult. The Cult of the Holy Detonation.
The holy detonation is life. Deep within Cheyenne Mountains.
In Exile.
Changed.
Just a new game from them. All.
Evolved into the
No, DLC for Wasteland 3.
Is it? Okay.
for you.
Which I still need to finish, but they keep releasing games into Game Pass, so
Yeah.
it's never ending.
Did you play
Which is a good
Wasteland?
thing. Yeah, well, I played Wasteland 3, I've not played the original.
Yes, sorry, 3, yeah.
It's good fun.
Yeah. I hear it's really good for that people like that style of game.
It's the type of game I like watching a streamer play it. Like I saw Felicia Day playing Wasteland 2 and I thought that was awesome. But I don't play that type of game.
Yeah, it's not my go-to either. Day one, PC.
With new patches, bug fixes, and added features, like a fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age. To really savor the game's bouquet, we're talking with InXile's game director, David Rogers.
This is definitely the other format, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in the trailer, we saw that the DLC is coming out on October 5th.
Which is a bit of a bum.
But, InXile,
there we go.
Wasteland 3, you guys have been working on
And they
this
keep
for a
picking
very
up
long
Forza
time.
5,
So
which
can
I'm
you
a
kinda
massive
talk
Yeah,
about
why
that?
do they keep saying Forza and then not go into Forza?
Well, I think that's going to be their big feature, I think.
Yeah.
So
Over the past
I don't
year
think we're
since
going to
it's
get any
released, we've
massively new
added
stuff or
features, we've balanced,
massive
we've
deep
listened
dives
to the
into
community,
Halo
we've
or
fixed
stuff like
bugs,
that.
added stability,
Yeah.
and I really
It's a shame.
think that
This is their main
version
feature at
It's a bit
Gamescom.
concerning.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
opinion.
It
But
is.
then again, you guys had mentioned that they might reveal it on a separate
Congratulations
stream,
on everything
and
that
I was
you've
like,
been doing with Wasteland 3. Now, this DLC is
the Exo
called
event,
The Cult
but
of
it's
the
still
Holy
disappointing.
Detonation.
Yeah,
Now,
I have to
talk
say it
about
is.
that a little bit. Tell me what's going to
They
go into
could
this
close
DLC.
the show with
What you're
Halo
really
if
excited
Forza's going to be,
So you've heard of
second to last. Because they could close it with a release date and quick campaign trailer.
Because I Love Indie said it was, when we missed the start, he said we missed Forza. Is that wrong?
I think that was just like real footage.
Just what they showed before, was it, or something?
Yeah.
I think it was just a random like
So they've-
trailer bit.
They're bookending the show with Forza. Random.
Yeah,
Looks
because
that
they're
way.
doing a Forza stream right after this. They're just trying to dive into the gameplay.
To be quite honest, I think we've seen enough Forza already to be well sold on it. I don't think they even need to show much more of it other than the release date trailer before it releases. I think.
How generous.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think everybody's ready for Forza.
Exactly,
They don't have to
yeah.
show much.
They've
Just
sold us.
say, hey, the demo is available if you guys want to try it, because they usually do a demo
So you
here
and
and
your
there.
Ranger team insert yourself
Yeah.
right
There's
smack
Game
dab in
Pass
the
as
middle
well.
of
You
their
almost
whole
like
which, what could go
everyone's
wrong?
going to play it.
And this is a Wasteland
It looks
game, so you
amazing.
decide everything.
They've shown
Forcing
deep dives on it
consequences over bread
already.
and butter. And so you decide who lives, who dies, who gets screwed over, who takes
But, you
charge.
know,
You're deciding the fate of the cults.
I
the
get
holy
why they're sort
detonation,
of showing it
Cheyenne
off because
Mountain,
it does
and
look
ultimately all of
amazing.
Colorado. This is really your game
What's
to
the
craft
next
and mold.
big game to release, isn't it?
So the last
Xbox.
expansion was the Battle of
First
Steel
party,
Mountain, right?
I think.
You had giant robots and things like that. So, you know, what
What's
are
the
you gonna
release date for it?
do to actually top something like that from the last expansion?
I knew you was going to ask me that. I can't remember.
I think it's October because I thought it was going to be originally September, and I think it was slightly later than that.
And so
You might well be
built
right,
this
sir.
as a Wasteland-style dungeon crawl. And in there, you find this
But yeah.
awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been locked in this like pre-war time capsule, and some of the raddest boss battles we have ever been able to build in a Wasteland game.
That's awesome. I want to get
It's
back to
November,
the crazy cultists,
22nd
but talk to
of
me about
November.
these big boss battles. I wanna
November?
hear about
Right. So we took the
Hold on
best
a minute.
So that's
parts of
after what people think Halo's going to be.
new life into
A lot of
it
people
with
think Halo's
objective-based
like
combat, which are
15th of November or
basically
something,
super
don't
rad
they?
boss battles.
Yeah,
It's
November
no longer
9,
you're, like,
sorry.
huddling
Okay.
together, throwing down
Well,
turrets,
that's weird because they
going
wouldn't
off
release
murderous
Halo
rampages.
and
It's not
and
about
that
killing,
right
it's
next to
about
each other,
getting
would
the
they?
job done. And so now,
You
combat
wouldn't have
doesn't
thought
end
so.
until the mission is
Yeah.
over. We send you on proper combat.
But they are very different
Yeah,
games.
You're
I
in there,
suppose.
breaking into
Everybody is
prisons,
hoping
rescuing
that
POWs.
Halo
You're
gets the
disrupting these
same
high-tech
release date
cultist
as
rituals.
it did back
You
in the
are
day.
splitting your fire
Oh, the
team
On that
anniversary.
vault. So
coordinating like you
November
never have had to
15
before.
would
Yeah, that's
be
right.
Like everyone on your
the
team has a
go-to,
job, and I really
Yeah.
think this
but
is
we
gonna
don't
take
know
old
anything
players who
about
know
that.
their
Just makes
Ranger
no
team like
sense
the back of their
when
hand,
it
and
comes
it's
to
gonna make
Forza
them
though,
scratch
the
their
week
head, and
before or
really have to
something, in my
rethink how they
opinion.
go
But
about combat
they should have
and making
moved
it new, exciting, and
Forza maybe, I don't
challenging,
know.
you know, like
Who knows?
mentally in a
Forza
way we
usually
haven't
comes
been
out in
able to
September and
do
Yeah.
October, so I'm
before we
surprised
just
they're
straight
gonna
up
push it
murder
all the way to November.
Yeah, exactly. I
Wasteland
thought
has a
September, late
reputation for
September would be
keeping
what it
real
would be.
Right.
What are some of the weird characters we can expect in some
Does
of the
that mean that
story
Halo's
encounters
going to
we
be
will
pushed,
see?
or not pushed, but released in
with
December
this-
then?
with
Yeah,
And
I
they
think
can
so.
take as much time as they can.
I think it'll be
Just let them
early
be
December,
creative and
yeah.
fun and silly. Like an Exile's modus operandi is if we're like brainstorming and something makes us laugh, we just put it in the game. That's just how we do it, and we pick up the pieces afterwards. Because we want to make something that entertains us, and then we know if we're having fun, our fans are going to have fun along with us. And so we got to explore, like really letting you get deep into this like weird radiation cult, and let you interact with them and talk with them.
The best minute has been
and
this.
tell stories
This is
that
real for me.
and so, like for instance, one of the characters you meet, one of
It's
the
a
first
shame.
cultists you meet, is this
Well, that's
slathering
personal.
beast.
No,
He's
you're
got,
not-
like,
you're
claws
not
and
wrong.
fangs
You're
and
not
spikes jutting out. He's
That was
drooling,
more
but he's
exciting.
like the nicest guy in
Yeah.
Cheyenne Mountain. Like you meet him and he's like, "Hey guys, you should like come in here and like soak up some of these rads. It'll be great." And he Sherpas you in and lets you meet the whole cult. And another one of my favorites is the Proteus. He's what you get if you took like 20 cultists and you like melted them into a big pile, kind of like I would do this with like a magnifying glass. I would like melt like army guys and like GI Joes into a big pile, and he's wet and sloppy and gross, and he's hard to understand, and he needs a translator supposedly. But he's
Can't
like
fault
your
the
number one
enthusiasm
fan.
though.
And
Clearly
getting to
into
build
it.
like this totally out there wild.
Oh yeah, I was thinking
extreme
that exact
character
thing.
was
Yeah.
a ton of fun to write
Oh yeah,
for.
you gotta have
It's a
that
ton of
passion.
fun to like
Mm.
explore. Like
Nothing
what
wrong
makes
with
this
that.
cult
Also, I
tick.
know so many
And
people that are
he's an
into
absolute blast.
these type of
Hell,
games,
even
or
some of the weapons
even
that you find
just
in Cheyenne Mountain,
before this. Actually,
they're
I was watching
devolved
the
cultists. Like,
Destiny
there's one guy
2
Oh, yep.
stream.
kind of devolved into
So
this, like,
many
vomiting
people were
bagpipe
hyped about
creature, and he
that,
has this
and
real,
Yeah.
my
like,
brother and
"Kill
I, like, we were
me"
texting
vibe
about it
him.
as well.
Nice.
But
So
we get
hey,
to play with
everybody
these
has
fun
their
body
preference
horror
on
themes
what
that
they
let us
like
jackknife
prefer, what they
between
like,
sort
or
of, like,
which
dark and
in general, like
serious
what
and,
they
like,
want to
goofy and
see,
funny, which is a line that
and no more
Wasteland
details
really
about.
loves to
So
ride.
just
Like
definitely
Yeah.
work it out
a
for
lot
somebody.
of really important stuff is at stake, but you know, it's the Wasteland's a pretty bizarre place.
All right, I'm
Can
back.
imagine.
Sorry.
Now, we
That's all right,
talked
my friend.
before, you've been working on Wasteland 3 for a while. There's already expansions that are out there. But say I'm a new player. Say I'm watching this right now and I'm like, man, I want to get into Wasteland 3. What would you suggest for new players wanting to get into this?
And like I said at the top, like Wasteland is like the best version.
They revealed
because of all the work
12 minutes DLC.
into it over the past
Wait,
year.
what?
12 minutes DLC.
No, stop.
No, I did.
That's the base game.
It's called
I missed
13
this?
minutes long.
Good 8:30.
All for a discount. Or if you had Game Pass,
12 and a half minutes?
Yeah.
download it and play it, and then you can get
I love the reaction. You would support that one, didn't you? I think.
Now, to kind of recap this a little bit, we talked about, you know,
I am
viewing
dying
plus
to play that
bags
game.
and
You
these
guys have
weird
no idea.
characters
Your little
and the
baby, you
cults
gotta get
and
to
the
it, haven't
boss
you?
battles and all these really cool things that are going to be in
You know, one thing that
3.
hurts me every
But
time I
please
watch some of
remind
these
everyone
shows
before we
is
get outta
like they
here,
start mentioning
when can you
games
pick
and things
up
like
this
that, and like,
deal?
oh my god, that's right. I passed on this game, or I even, you know, I missed this game and I missed that, and it's just like, Jesus, when am I gonna be able to play all these games?
Yeah.
David, thank
It's
you
so
much.
many at once. That's the problem at the moment. It's like you
Yeah.
got to just
In the 3 years
prioritize.
since
But get
its
back round to it
launch,
though. You know,
Sea
if
of
you
Thieves has played host
play
to some
something, you can come back to
incredible
other stuff.
crossovers, including
Hopefully there'll at least be one little lull in,
games like
you know what I mean?
State of Decay,
But,
Halo,
yeah.
and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players an all-new ship as a part of the latest wild crossover heading to Sea of Thieves. Better yet, this event begins tomorrow. So get ready to make some mayhem, and let's get our first look at this very special ship.
Borderlands?
Random.
That's an interesting crossover.
That is a weird crossover. Yeah.
Awesome.
Really cool to be a part of this all-digital Gamescom event. And we were thinking, what's the best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom and to be a part of this as Sea of Thieves? And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the Mayhem ship set that you've just seen, a really, really cool ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves, and we're giving all of our players a chance to earn it during kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life and giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live
You know,
event
it's funny.
that we've
Years
cunningly
ago,
titled
when they were
Mayhem,
doing
you
a
might know
developer
this.
interview
So you
and
can probably
at
guess
Rare
the
like
kind of
this,
activities that are involved.
his
but if
table
you head to Larina
wasn't
or any of the
leveled,
outposts
so
in
every
Sea
time
of
he
Thieves
kept
world,
moving, the
you
table
can
kept
fully run
moving,
on
and it was
it.
driving me nuts. I was just like, somebody
Everybody gets a chance
just
to take part in this awesome time
put a
limited
piece
event.
of cardboard,
So it starts
something
today,
will be
and
on
it
the
goes
table,
through
please.
September the 7th.
It's simulating
And
being
it will
a thief.
forever
Your hands
That's
on the
amazing.
stuck with you.
And I think
It
that's
haunted
for
you
me.
to this day.
So, as always,
Yes,
I
it's
will
really
see
cut
you
deep, that one.
Wow, big fan.
What's up,
I
Div Floyd?
only
Thank you
play
for being
this.
here. Sorry.
I only play this with my friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves with friends is
Yeah, it's the best.
amazing. It's so much fun.
What's this?
Hope.
Oh.
It's always been a dangerous world in Trumbull Valley.
State of Decay.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
But now,
Whoa.
it's hope that brings us back together. It reunites old friends.
My
It
brother's gonna
builds
get
new
this.
bonds.
Oh, this game is amazing.
And
I
in the
love playing
face
State of
a
Decay.
growing threat. Hope is the greatest weapon we have.
Funny too, the first time I played the original State of Decay, I didn't know there was permadeath. And
Oh, really?
I had like this amazing character, and like I died.
No way.
And then all of a sudden I'm waiting for it. I'm like,
Waiting
what
for which
happened to
one?
my character?
I love
Come
it.
to find out, permadeath, and I was
Yeah.
devastated. I almost turned the game off. I was like, no.
Really? Yeah. I think that's
Yeah, it
what
was so
probably a
good.
lot of people feel like in Hades when they play that, because they haven't played many roguelikes and stuff, and they're like, why do I keep going back to the start? Like, that's part of how it works, man. You know what I mean? But yeah. So
Just like zombies themselves,
they're still working on
everything
2,
old is
obviously.
State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us through this undead
But they're doing
update.
3.
Please join me
What do you
in
think about
welcoming
that?
Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell.
Oh,
Hello,
3. I mean,
Hello, I'm great. It's great to be here.
I
Talk
just
about
hope
the
they,
homecoming update
you
releasing
know,
on
it's
September
consistently
1st.
been
We are
evolving and
very
getting better
excited
and
to get
better.
some
And
players'
3, I
hands.
think now with the full resources of Microsoft, and they're having, looks like they're gonna have the time that they need to push whatever vision they had. And if that trailer is any indication of where they're gonna go with it, you can see that's, you know, they're taking the wildlife and turning that into, you know, zombies as well, the freakers as they call them. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get, you know, the co-op experience correct. The first time on 2, you know, you were tethered to, you know, whoever was the host. You could only go a certain distance. You know, it was fairly generous distance or radius that you can go, but you would only progress right in the beginning. You would only progress one person's stories. You would get materials and things to bring back to your game, but you're only progressing that one person's journey. So I would just hope that they fix that and make everything a little bit more cohesive.
Players to discover, a lot of environmental stories.
Yeah, and I think what it points to as well is a hidden benefit of having so many studios that they can space out the releases of their games. So State of Decay 3, you know, it's probably not coming until 2023, which means they've got time with the studio to work on things while maybe the bigger teams working on State of Decay 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Yes, a
Hey,
ton
got to
of
think
new
about that
content.
for
In fact,
sure.
we're doing something unique with the Trumbull Valley map.
I'm
There are
just
items
thinking
there that you
about
can only
graphically.
find on that map and
I'm
nowhere else
like
in the game, including 12 new hats
in the
and
middle.
outfits
Do they
and new
keep
very cool
the aesthetics
weapons.
kind of
6 new
how they have
bases,
now,
2
that
new
art
achievements for
style,
achievement
you know,
hunters.
a little bit
And on
more
top of that, we are
cartoonish,
adding the
but
game's
you know, with a
12th
slight
bounty pack. So that will be
realistic take to
available,
it, or do they
from the bounty
go
broker across all maps.
full,
And I have to
you
say,
know,
they are some of
real,
the coolest
more
weapons I have
realistic
ever
take
seen
on
go
it,
into the
kind of
game.
like
I'm
how they
so
showed
excited
showed
for
it
people
off
to
on the
find out.
trailer.
A
During
amount of
I mean, that trailer was amazing, but
it was great.
That works out great. Well, let's
I
talk
don't
about
know.
State of
I think they'll
Decay
probably
because
go.
it's
I don't know. I can't see them moving that far away
entire
from
franchise.
the
And
sort
State of Decay
of
being
partial
on Xbox
stylistic,
Game Pass, how
yeah.
has that impacted the
But
community?
you
How
never
has
know. I
the
don't
game?
know
Talk to me about those.
that much about the franchise,
we have
and
an amazing
I
community.
I
We
think
love
that
them
that's just
so
a
much.
really good
In
concept
fact,
trailer.
one of the reasons we're doing
And I
Trumbull
just
Valley
it
as a
doesn't. I
map
don't
is
think it
because
necessarily means the
one of
game's going to
most
look like that.
requested features from the community, which
I think they'll
also
just turn the
makes it
graphics
very
up to
exciting
11.
for us to
Exactly,
do.
You know,
yeah.
what they've got today, and then
We
just
did
add
it. You
on.
get it. And
new
we have
stuff.
a major milestone that we're
Yeah.
celebrating. State of Decay 2 has 10 million lifetime players.
10 million lifetime hang your hat on
Ooh,
that.
wow.
I absolutely love that. That is
Really grateful.
increntable, amazing news. Congratulations to
That
the
game
entire
is
team
doing
at
just
Undead
fine,
Labs.
and it's thriving.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you need to know. And
Give me the
they
date
love
one
seeing
more time
numbers
when it
like
comes to
that,
the update.
especially with the
So the
devs.
update
They
releases
love seeing that,
September
and it
1st. It's a
motivates
free
them to
update
continue
for
to do
all
the
State of Decay 2
either
owners
expansion
and
stuff
with Xbox Game
or
Pass.
the new stuff.
Happy
And
Yeah.
it's nice. I'm happy for them.
Thank you,
Definitely.
And even if it has
Pleasure.
a drop, right? If like their all-time high was 10 million and it dropped to, let's say, have 5 million, when they put in new content,
Yeah.
you know,
Gets
those
people back
other
in.
5 million players that dropped, they will come back in. You
Yeah.
know? So
Definitely.
This one's new to me, Indy. Have you heard of this, mate?
me too.
Don't think so. No.
Looks badass though.
505 games, huh?
Yeah. No, haven't heard of that before.
In Strayblade, you discover the mystical lost valley of Akria,
wow, that was scary,
a world
Dan.
which ranges from overgrown temple ruins,
That thing would scare a fox.
winding canyons. A game world that changes based on your victories, and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat. If that weren't enough, you
Fighting
even get
style
a
kind
fuzzy
of reminds me
little pal
of
to help
For
you
Honor
out.
a little
Between
bit,
the
but
epic
obviously
fights and
different
this small
world,
guy,
different
there's
style.
Yeah, I know what
clearly
you
a lot
mean.
going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Strayblade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, Game Director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you Strayblade. Strayblade is an action RPG where you play a rogue adventurer who is exploring the ancient valley of Akria with his companion, a witty wolf named Boji. Unveil the history of the Forgotten Valley, muster the powers of the 3 Akrian metals to restore balance to this war-torn land.
What's up, Dragon Wolf brother? Thank you for coming by, bro.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game. Let's dive into the combat first. Our combat system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks with split-second blade-to-blade reactions. It is the high noon of skill-based melee weapon combat.
Good night,
To
Tim.
achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishes. You can choose from multiple weapon categories that can be combined to fit your playstyle.
Oh, wow.
Now, let's take a look at the exploration. Akria's colorful world ranges from overgrown city ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of an ever-changing world, bristling with adventure. Every discovery holds treasure. Find rare materials, recipes, weapons, lore pieces, and beautiful places. Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you. When you die, time keeps moving forward. Enemy skills stay dead, new foes invade camps that you weakened, and when Boji revives you, only one thing is certain. The change you brought shapes what now awaits you. And of course, get ready for epic boss fights.
Yeah, boss fights. Boss fights.
We hope you enjoyed the first look at Strayblade, which will be out next year. And keep an eye on our social media channels for more information.
Yeah, I'm not like fully sold, I have to say. It's interesting though.
Next up, one of the most unique games finally comes to Xbox.
Yeah, unique. As in, my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me. Unique.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings 3, the medieval grand strategy
I think she's so
and
good as a
role-playing
host,
game
man.
that has
I think
you
she's
trying
quite
to
good as
defend
well.
your
Some people
royal
didn't
line
like her
from those
previously.
that
I thought
would
she's
conquer your
been
kingdom.
good.
And evil twins,
Just feels so
apparently.
comfortable, like in front of the screen.
It's coming to
and
Xbox
like,
as an adaptation,
Yeah.
not a direct port, meaning that
I
the
think she's
UI
good, yeah.
controls have been refined
Yeah, she's cool.
to
I
bring
like Julia
that
as
grand
well.
strategy experience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Julia too. Absolutely.
Not to mention bringing the
British
grand
blog.
strategy
She's
experience
pretty good.
to my comfy living
I follow
room
her on
couch.
Twitch now.
We'll all be ruling from our throne
They
rooms
just
soon
feel so
enough.
comfortable,
Check
so
out
natural,
Crusader
you
Kings
know?
3 now, coming to Xbox consoles.
My son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us. Your father sought his glorious revenge and failed. He never understood that the greatest wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not swords. Only the small-minded measure success across the span of a single life. The real game is played.
It really feels like the
across
tone of this is like
generations.
kind of targeted at a certain type of game almost.
You see,
This whole
real
showcase.
strategy
That's what I'm getting.
requires cunning.
So Game of Thrones, got it. Okay. Cool.
Crusader Kings 3 is wild. You really haven't lived until you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into some weird stuff this past year.
Weird like diving into people's brains and exploring
Indeed.
their mental universes projected into a psychedelic
Psychonauts.
60s wonderland kind of weird.
Exactly that kind of weird, which means I am so excited for Psychonauts to finally get a sequel. It has been so long.
There really is something special about Psychonauts, isn't
Is that
it?
already out now?
Really
Today?
is indeed. Now, think about this. 2005, when Psychonauts
Tomorrow,
originally
right?
came
Tomorrow,
out, it
is
was
it?
a different time for gaming. Most of the biggest games
The
that year were
reviews
talking
and stuff
Resident
are out,
Evil
though.
4,
Yeah.
Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2. They were great games, for sure. But they
It's
were all
got some
big,
love from
beefy
pretty much
shooter
everyone,
games.
hasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's
Meanwhile,
amazing.
Psychonauts had humor, whimsy, and surprisingly
9.5
heartfelt
from
moments.
Easy
It was
Easy
an
Allies is
oasis
pretty
of
amazing.
color and humanity
I
in an
respect
era when games
their
were
point
increasingly
of view. They're
turning
really good.
grimy, dark, and combative.
Not to mention having some deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered a cult classic.
It has been a long
Yeah,
time coming. And
that's
it
right,
is
Leon. I think
finally
that's
here.
what I was kind of
Enjoy
getting
this
at.
long-awaited
You're right.
launch trailer for Psychonauts.
Oh, cut 2 off. It must be 1. Looks cool, this game though, for sure.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to try this. I never played the first one.
No, I downloaded it more recently. Like, didn't get to it in the end. It's kind of a cult cult classic. Yeah.
The new intern.
It's great to see it coming back, because I love Double Fine.
On the job.
Get ready, Rasputin.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
I'm not supposed to check out equipment to interns.
You did what? Can we just...
No. Quit picking on the new kid. We were all new once, in case you forgot.
I've got eyes on the target. And I've got eyes on me.
All I see is another unruly peasant.
Oh boy.
When men do misfires, turns our world on its side. Oh, men save us. Mind reader.
It wouldn't be the first time the Psychonauts underestimated
This looks
Malekula's
awesome.
power.
Yeah, for sure.
It looks so cool.
It's like a whole universe.
Leave it to me.
So unique as well.
So many different things. Yeah.
Like, you know, it's all in the psyche and all that, like in the brain. Like, you go into the sort of like people's thoughts and go like there's a dentist level where you go like inside the mouth and all that. It's really cool. Definitely looking forward to it. Just love it when people do
Well, I
it.
know you don't need to play the first game to enjoy this game,
Well, it's
but
clear
they do
I
have
could not be more
inside jokes and
excited for
stuff that
Psychonauts
you
2
would have
because
caught
I
if
gotta
you
be
would've
honest,
played the
me in
first
that
game.
original game, we got
Oh
some
yeah,
beats
I
that
imagine
need
that's true.
settling.
Yeah, I think I heard someone say that. Have you played the first one, Lady Fox?
It is infamous,
I played it like in a demo disc or something.
Oh, cool.
I've never finished it or like played the official game.
On this one. 16
Yeah.
years ago.
It was super fun though
Tim,
when I did try
Schaefer,
it.
Nice.
and Lizette,
Oh,
T3 Montgomery. I
he's
am
looking sharp.
definitely dating myself.
Clean
but
yourself up a bit.
you all, welcome
Uh-huh.
to Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
Yeah, it feels like only yesterday, but it kind of was for Raz because the story picks up right where the first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It was really important for us to carry the legacy forward, especially the cool style of Wonk that is very prevalent in the first game.
Style of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it. Let's roll it back a bit. Of course, this can be a kind of a trippy idea if you're not familiar. Psychonauts
I remember I
still
saw a
jump into
little
people's
preview
minds, I'm
for
assuming, like the
Psychonauts
first game, right? So if you're,
and
so
then
if
there
Psychonauts
was
sort of dove
a
into my brain, it would be
transition
like
that
a
just
lot of
went
Ted Lasso quotes
seamless.
and
It
French
was
Bulldog
perfect.
memes. Am I correct?
He was like right in the
Yeah,
beginning.
that's
He's on a
what's fun about
hallway.
the
It's all
Psychonauts game is that
3D,
all the
and all of a
levels are
sudden he
different,
has to
just like every
change
person
something or
is
grab
different
something.
based on
It
their
switches to
personality. If
2D.
you could
Like the
jump into someone's
transition
mind,
was
what
like
would it look like in
seamlessly.
there?
It was
What
just
would
like
what would
amazing.
be the color of the sky?
I was
Like,
like,
who would the
wow, this game
monsters
is doing
be?
doing
In
so many
Psychonauts,
different
you get to
things.
do
It's
that
gonna be
'cause Raz
great.
has the power of
Yeah,
astral projection.
definitely.
And when he goes in, he gets to fight those monsters and help people deal with their nightmares and wrestle with their inner demons. And so there's a ton of variety, and there's a lot of anything goes. We can go to any location, we can have any art style, and coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds and unique levels from the first game and the unique style as well. So we were really focused on how we could bring forward that style in Wonk and also bring in new levels and enemies.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be Psychonauts without new mental demons, and I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2. What does this mean? Does it mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face?
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety in your face, but you definitely get to slap some panic attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of those. In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites, and they're definitely here. And in addition to that, we also have our doubts and some new enemies. There's our lovely sensor. Also, some regrets, some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here. He is our it energizes our whole combat troop. So we have a whole cast that you can battle and fight with.
Including the new bad mood.
Including the bad mood.
Which is...
It's an electric storm of feelings that you have to fight.
Now, for those who haven't played the original, available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way, wink. Tim, why is Raz so good at rummaging through brains?
Raz is, he has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills, one being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in a circus. He can balance on tightropes, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes, and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can levitate objects, he can use telekinesis and pyrokinesis. He has these powers which people might recognize from the first game, as well as 3 new powers for the second game. He has the ability to mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect 2 thoughts and actually connect 2 thoughts together to solve puzzles and to navigate in this game. He has the power of time bubble, which is just change and slow down how things are moving by changing people's perception of time. And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality, out of his unconscious mind and bring it into the world that he's in, like a companion in battle or in puzzle solving.
But let's talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz training to be part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely different circus?
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down at the bottom.
Yeah, so earn his way back to the top again. He's no longer the coolest kid in summer camp. And much to his chagrin, his entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. And so the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family. Each one of them has their own quirks and foibles, and some of them are even psychic. And so a lot of their story gets told in this game, including their backstory and how it relates to the foundation of the Psychonauts themselves.
Well, I like that. And of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
There it is. Lizette, Tim from Double Fine, thank you so much. And you know what?
Tomorrow.
They extend a huge congratulations to everyone at Double Fine.
Looks awesome.
The launch of Psychonauts 2.
But yeah, like I Love Indies was saying, could he be considered an indie still? And I would say no. But I was, it's got indie sensibilities. But I get the question because they were definitely like the Gunk. Well, what I put in the chat, I'll come back to it in a minute. We've got to check out the Gunk. It's time, baby.
Finally, we get to good stuff.
Let's start our vacuums. Let's go.
Let's check this out.
Yes. Oh, it's looking awesome already.
I'm pretty sure the ship's insurance won't cover alien storm damage. You have to be careful out there.
The Gunk's eating everything here.
Nice.
This planet is literally a paradise when the Gunk's gone.
I do remember.
They should have put this earlier on in the showcase, in my opinion.
Yeah. Middle of the first hour probably would have been better, but
yeah.
It's here.
It's here.
The world looks fantastic.
It's so good.
Bex. Oh, please, Bex.
Nice. Short and sweet, but I'm sure they have some more on it if they've been doing that all the show. Still 2021. So that was the copyright. I don't know if that means the release. Didn't say the release date on there anywhere, did it?
No date, huh?
No.
We have talked about so many incredible games today, and it's hard to pick a favorite. But let me just say, it is so cool.
I'm
to say
sorry,
Decay
but it's the
2 is
one we wanted
expanding
extra on, and they don't give it to
Come
us.
on, and hey, you know what? Great job on that.
You know what I mean? All the others I could take, I could have
I mean,
left
talking
it.
to Jorgensen is
Extra
always
insight.
the
Now,
best,
is
and
the
Flight Sim
question,
is such a
Indy,
special game
did
to
you want to
me
deep
because,
dive on the
I mean,
Gunk,
it's
or did you want to
literally
learn about a
letting me
trivia show?
Exactly, that's facts, bro.
Daggers of jealousy.
I mean, I'm
Watching you
torn.
talk to
I could go
Tim.
either way, but yeah.
Well, I will say this. I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true. But it's not the same as talking to the creators. Just trust me when I tell you. Be excited for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well. I am excited to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Plays.
I'm going to be giving this a score after if this is near the end.
Yes, don't forget. Xbox Plays.
I'm happy to
recap
give a score
all
to
the
this.
week's news
I'm sorry, I'm
throughout the
angry.
week At twitch.tv/Xbox. So make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I
You can
let
probably guess where I'm
Playground
going
Games
with
take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Oh, it's
no,
hands
the
down
end?
the best part of the job, for sure.
But we're far from done here.
Too true. Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated follow-up to 2018's breakout hit open
Xbox
world
are gonna
driving
get
game
torn
Forza
apart for
Horizon
this, probably, aren't
4 arrives on November 9th
on socials.
on Xbox
Yeah.
consoles,
I would
Xbox
think so.
Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course, Steam.
And if you're watching our Xbox YouTube channel, switch over to our Xbox Twitch channel to see all this new exclusive content.
And that is twitch.tv/Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller, which is available for pre-order today, so players can have it in hand by November 9th when the standard edition of the
Damn,
game
that's going to be
launches.
one of my predictions, which I didn't say out loud, so it doesn't count.
What was it? What, so, the
Customized Forza controller.
nice. I don't believe you though. I'm only joking.
Well,
I do
If I
believe you.
would have heard you, if I would have heard you say that earlier, I would have like doubled down and said, "Oh, and also a console."
Oh,
I
nice.
haven't had a custom Series X console
That's
at
true.
all,
They
right?
haven't. That's
They
true.
need- yeah.
No.
So I would have definitely guessed Forza or like Halo for that.
That's quite a statement, that controller.
That's a polite way of putting it.
Yeah.
That's not how I would have designed it, honestly.
It's quite out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a statement. I think you're probably
Yeah.
right.
Looks more to me like a Dirt 5 controller than it does a Forza controller.
I'm not into it.
I'm not into that. I get where they're going with the whole festival thing, but it's,
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Charlie here, and
I like
I'm
something a bit more
Even the-
automotive.
Even that background would be better on it. The colour, the explosion in the background behind the controller would be better on it. That colour.
It's stunning. Look at that. Well, we obviously just saw a
kinda
really cool
reminds me
video
of-
about it, and I'll be the
well,
first
the
to say there
pink
is an
and the
amazing
blue.
influence of
Reminds me
Mexican
of
car
Life
culture
is
and
Strange,
music,
True Colours.
literally splayed right across the
Does it
front.
have
isn't that
exploding
right?
colours behind the
Yeah,
character?
the colours in Life is Strange, True Colours look amazing in my opinion. Much
Yeah,
better,
so
much
it
better
kinda
than that.
makes me
We do
think
want
of
to show
it.
the fans.
Yeah, I know
it's
what you
like
mean.
difficult
Yellow and
to
the white.
decide where to start. So can
Yeah.
you maybe tell us a bit more about the game, Mike?
I don't like it for Forza.
So Forza Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've ever built in hundreds of the world's most beautiful and exciting cars.
Yeah, and people think that Mexico is just a desert or a beach, but there's so much more to it, isn't there?
That's right. Even though it does have pretty awesome
Oh,
beaches. and
thank you very much for coming by, Leon. Really
deserts,
appreciate
it
you
also
hanging
has
out with us. Great to see you as
canyons,
always.
hidden-
Take care, buddy.
hidden temples, awesome, beautiful historic cities, and even a towering snow-capped volcano, the highest point we've ever had in a Horizon game.
So you've talked about how Forza Horizon 5 showcases powerful, all-new graphical features, but what more can you tell us about that?
So yeah, our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're
I'm
really there.
confused. Is this the
And
is
thanks
this
to
the
Xbox
after
Series
show or
X
is this
and
the
S,
show?
Ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista.
Did they finish
to
the
really
show
make
then?
our cars look
Or is
more
this a
true
part of
to
it?
real life.
I think it's
You'll
still-
encounter the
still the
smallest
show, yeah, it's the
details
feature.
throughout the
This
world,
is not-
all rendered
Pre-recorded
with striking
deep
realism.
dive into Forza,
Such an
but they said they're going to
exciting
show
overview. I cannot
more
wait.
gameplay.
And next up
at-
is something we
on
know that
Twitch.
Forza Horizon fans
Right.
have definitely been waiting for the most. Mike, what exactly is that?
Yeah, that's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021
Oh, they're showing
Ford
the
Bronco
actual
Badlands. Should we take a look?
case cover.
Yeah.
Red cover. Okay. Ooh, I like the red car.
That is a nice car.
It's a nice car, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I really like the Forza Horizon 4 because Horizon 4 cover was really the car was really awesome in that one. But this is a good one as well. Oh my words.
I mean, I'd like the Mercedes, but I'd have to free up space in the garage, and you know that's not happening, so...
I never go for Mercedes, really, in games like this.
No?
Yeah.
No.
Now, those are two very different ways to explore Mexico. So what I want to know is why those two cars were chosen.
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them. The Mercedes AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula One hybrid technology almost one-to-one from track to the street. And with the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands, you know, that's prime for rugged off-roading across vast terrain.
And I'm certain people can't wait to see more of what these cars can do in the game, so I don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see next?
Yes, so in a few moments' time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features from Forza Horizon 5. But before that, we have 8 minutes of brand new gameplay where we're going to see both the Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. And in typical Horizon fashion, we are going to see active volcanoes, cars jumping out of cargo planes, and a race under beautiful Mexican skies all the way to the Horizon Festival. Should we check it out?
I think we should.
Sounds good. I wonder if this is the opening part of the game. Potentially.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You know, where it kind of throws you in there.
Yeah. I think most of them have had a race at the festival at the start, haven't they? You come across other cars on the way there and then it kicks off.
It's cool where they start them. This is amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good way to start a game.
That is
take control of the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands atop of the towering, snow-capped Gran Caldera volcano.
See you on the other side.
Is that a favourite car of yours, Foxy? We don't get those in the UK.
No, but my ex had one.
Oh, really?
That's why I said, oh no.
Now we know.
Well, bringing back some traumas, so.
Yeah.
Love it.
Very uncomfortable vehicle, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, we won't go there.
Yeah, mine's just spinning again already.
That's all you get, thank you.
We respect that. Just leave it there.
Luckily, your brother's not in the stream making it awkward, so that's... Oh, no, he is. No, he is.
Oh,
no.
This looks beautiful. I love
looks
Ford
great.
games.
Definite. It really does. I'll be all over this. Like, some people ask me, do you ever play any AAA games? And I say, yes, I do. It's very select. Like Doom and Forza Horizon. Because they are how it should be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good taste. Oh wow, look at the plane. Oh, no wonder the control looks like that. I didn't even notice that until now.
Drop zone approaching. Lovely day for a drive.
Very
So
cool.
now we see the
That was
2020
cool, yeah.
Corvette
Pretty
Stingray
cool.
tearing up the asphalt towards a dust storm in the Mexican farmland.
It's like you wonder, like when you played Forza Horizon 4, you wonder how they could have improved it at the time. That's what I was like, how can they get better than this almost? And then they do it.
Yeah, you see the sandstorm up ahead too. It was great.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing.
It's really beautiful, like, landscape, and then I'm just remembering every time. Oh yeah, these are the same people that are going to do Fable.
Oh,
Yeah, he had a lot to work with that match.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Dirt 5 is pretty damn beautiful as well, though, actually, with the old sandstorms and stuff like that. Different sort of style to it, which is cool. I like the way they've got their own identity, but
They released quite a lot of DLC for that for free as well.
that is cool.
How in the world would you drive on this thing?
You just have to pray. Yeah.
I'm just worried
Normally
about
I'd
the
say
car
carefully.
getting dirty. That's what I'm thinking.
I love it. That's why it's an orange
I like
car.
me a shiny car.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Daz, in the chat? You're going to be streaming this on Twitch, mate? I know this stuff's flamingos.
God. Oh dear. You don't want to know what that was about in the Dazcast group. You don't want to know.
Not a good message to have while I was having a breakfast. So.
Yeah. Oh, nice. See, that's the kind of car I would pick, like Porsche, you know what I mean? I know people call it Porsche, but I call it Porsche.
The VW Beetle.
Yeah, I like my VWs as well. I like a Golf. I know it's humble, but...
That's my first car, a Golf. Golf GTI something. It's grey and worked about.
That's a nice first
3
car.
out of 4 times. Yeah. Well, it was a heat.
Oh, an older one. Yeah. Gotta love a Golf GTI though.
Yeah. I liked it so much I bought another one which had pretty much exactly the same issues.
Yeah, that sounds like me. I've bought a few Golfs in my time. It's a bit sad when you buy a Golf in real life and then you play with the same car in the game. But that's how sad I am sometimes.
Does it break down in the game though? That's the real question.
No. Do they ever break down in real life? No. That's why they're so great. Well, the newer ones anyway. I don't know about your one, Chad. But yeah, it's I love Porsche. I love Ferraris. Definitely.
My first Golf, the guy had put in electric windows in the front because it was the old wind handles.
Oh, nice.
And it wasn't very efficient. And one time it came up halfway, I was trying to pull it up the full way to close the window and it just shattered.
Oh, no.
Amazing.
I just stood there looking at it with like shredded hands going,
wow. Yeah.
Good day.
That's brilliant. I tend to pick like the rally cars as well in these kind of games. You know, like the one in Horizon 4 where you go through that forest bit at the, as that test bit. You know, that kind of thing. Like I think it was a Focus or something where it's all rallyified. Souped up. I like those cars.
Thing about going on dirt and stuff, you have to have that four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
All the tires have to rotate. You can't just have some kind of drifty vehicle. It's gonna mess everything up.
And on the final leg, we have the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed across Mexico's sun-baked rocky coast.
Pretty good for that. Wow, they're showing a lot, so I don't know what the hell they're gonna do in the stream. You might as well show
Good
the
point.
whole game out.
They probably do
bit of
things.
Stadium, I would assume.
Oh, Stadium? That was.
Yeah. Is that what it was called? The stadium where the literally their forge.
Good shout. Yeah, where they do those mini games and stuff. Is that what you mean? Like,
yeah. And you can create your own little tracks. And
that's a good shout. I was gonna say like do like the what do they call it, the road trips and stuff. I don't know if they've still got that though, probably. But yeah, that makes more sense. What you said.
I tell you what though, all of these games as a service that continually evolve over time. Yeah. Every time they introduce something new, they need to have some sort of video or hey, just so you guys know, this is what's going on. Because if you jump in any of these games now, in my personal opinion, you jump in and there's so many different things going on that you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And if there is a tutorial or something. Exactly. If there is a tutorial somewhere or something for you to figure that out, it's buried somewhere in the menus that it's not easy for you to find. So
it's true. It's definitely a good shout.
Yeah, I had that problem with Destiny 2. Me and my brother put it down for a little bit, and when we came back, it was like, what's going on?
Yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah, Destiny will do that to you. They've done that in the past since the first one, and they're still doing it.
There we go, guys. Well, did Forza Horizon save it at the end? Is the question.
Well, I think we know your answer to that already, but
I think you do.
You don't do subtle very well, do you?
Do I not know? So, well, okay, I don't know how to feel about that, but sometimes you just
poker with Indy. It'll be fun.
That's a good show. I would not be good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's go around if you're cool with that, guys. Maybe have a little chat, a little debrief or whatever about your feelings on it. You, like I say, you probably know what I feel about it, but yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. Thank you so much, everyone who's still hanging with us in the chat. It's been a pleasure hanging with you. Not so many as usual, but that's all good. It's, you know, quality over quantity always in my heart, and you're awesome people in there. And it's great to see you. We're going to do a little wind up, as I say. Let us know in the chat what you thought of the show, any highlights that you had of the show, guys. Definitely will read those out and stuff. But yeah, Psychonauts, my friend, what did you think of this show?
I thought it was, obviously I didn't expect an E3 showing from them. I still thought it was an okay show. The problem is, it's kind of like we kind of mentioned during the stream. I think like their pacing, it kind of falls off a little bit. They're showing some segments that really had nothing to do with what our people are actually watching some of these events for. They could have, if this was an hour and a half show, this could have been easily 45-minute to an hour show, in my personal opinion, if they wanted to, you know, keep just talking about the games and things like that. I do like, however, the games that they did show. You know, we had that the Caesar reel, pardon me, in the beginning from Humble Games. You know, we had Age of Empires there that showed us exactly how to make our own trebuchet. So it's
that's the biggest takeaway.
But you know, and we see like the games that we actually wanted to see more of. They didn't show a lot, right? Like the Gunk, like we didn't see enough of that.
Yeah, that was painful.
Dying Light 2 was a surprise, in my opinion. They started off strong with that. Psychonauts 2 is coming out tomorrow. I mean, everything that there is to know about this game, even though I kind of like what you said, Indy. I do love Double Fine, and I love what they show, and I love some of their games. Like everybody knows everything that there is to know about Psychonauts 2 already.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why they show that game off. And if they wanted to, you know, show remind people that this game is coming to Game Pass tomorrow, they could have done something a little bit quicker, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I did think that some of the developers interviews went a little bit on too long, but overall this show was okay. It wasn't a fantastic. It wasn't. They didn't knock it out of the park, in my opinion. Most of the stuff that they did show, most of the people already knew about it. Especially if you're watching it at Gamescom or something like that. Everything that they announced, with the exceptions of maybe, you know, a few here and there, you already knew what was going on. So we still didn't get kind of like what we mentioned, no news on Halo. I thought it would be a little too soon for them to start talking about Halo again.
Yep.
And they're showing
how dare you be right.
And they ended with Forza again, just like they did E3. Like, even though it looks amazing and it looks great, I would have much rather them have, you know, taken a little bit more time and shown us a little bit more on, let's say, the Gunk or any other new game that we haven't seen more of. But overall, you know, it wasn't okay. Too long of a show, in my opinion. They could have done a lot more with less. Kind of like what you just mentioned, right? It should have been more quality over, in this case, the length of the show. So
yeah, exactly, bro. No, that's a great shout. Lady Foxfire, how did you feel about the show? I know you like to keep things positive, but you also like to put the critique in there where it's necessary. So what did you think?
Oh my god, I agree with a lot of what Cyber said, and the show was okay. I really don't think they put everything in the right order. I feel like it was a little sporadic. Flow wasn't that great at all.
Yeah.
There was a lot of lulls, and like he said, the interviews went on a little bit too long. Even if they were interesting or they told you a little bit more details, I don't know if they did it for the right games, in my opinion. I do like that they showed Psychonauts even more. That everybody's hyped for that game. They didn't need to show that much of Forza. We're already sold on Forza. They got us at E3 day one. It was the most anticipated game at E3.
Yeah.
So they could have done a little bit less with Forza. I'm okay with the amount they showed for Psychonauts. They did no justice to Dying Light 2. You know why? They started with it. So I completely forgot about it until right now. I'm going back and I'm looking through it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. They showed that. They should have had that towards the end. The Gunk, I would like to hear more about that and more details, or just like menu, gameplay, style, like what's happening. I just saw another trailer again, and hopefully it comes out soon because I'm gonna forget about it, because I do remember that I have seen that game before, and then I forgot. So they really need to put a little bit more detail into that. One of the coolest things they did show was that Humble Games Game Pass reel. That was really nice. I liked a lot of the games on there. They could have showed a little bit more of that as well. But yeah, like overall, like I said, it was an okay show. They didn't need to do the whole Sea of Thieves thing. That could have been a tweet, straight up. That could have just been an easy tweet. There was one that was about it had some combat in it. It was a Stray Blades, was it? And they were showing some combat. They could have gone a little bit more in depth on that one, because I did find that one a little bit interesting. But overall, okay show. I really appreciate everybody in the chat that hung out with us. People coming and going, my friends, my family, and whatnot. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. But yeah, the show was okay. It wasn't well paced at all.
Absolutely, yeah, no, great shout. And Judzilla, what did you think, my friend?
All right, I'm going to break this down. I'm going to bring some positivity to all you negative people out there. This is disgraceful behaviour.
Bring it on.
First things first, so let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. No release date for the Xbox mini fridge, which I am gutted about. I've been looking forward to that thing for so long. You know,
you're right. That's more important than Halo. I don't even want to talk about Halo. You're right.
But no. So I've made some notes on this, on the stuff they showed. I'm going to hit the highlights, I reckon. I thought Dying Light 2 was excellent. The start and the end of the show was good because I'm a big Forza fan. So Dying Light 2 to open and Forza to finish was great. 11 indies they showed coming to Game Pass in that sizzle reel. Some cracking games in there as well. xCloud coming to consoles, especially last gen, so you can play next gen on your old consoles. That's fantastic because no one can get a next gen console right now. So what a brilliant strategic move. Love that. Stray Blade looked really good. Crusader Kings looked really good first time on the Xbox. And as Josh said in the chat, Game of Thrones version of that. I'm on it. Psychonauts, yep. Agree with all you guys. We've seen it so much. The Gunk, so gutted, was just, I thought there'd be so much more of it, but there wasn't. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I think overall I agree with what you said. The pacing wasn't very good, which means that the stuff they did show, you kind of forgot, like Foxy said, you know, I forgot Dying Light 2 was there because they've been banging on about how to make a trebuchet. This isn't the History Channel, it's an Xbox showcase.
Yeah.
They didn't show the game while they were actually talking about all that stuff as well. I don't even remember how much of the game they showed.
I don't remember anything hardly of the game. It was like a glimpse of the game and like massive percentage, like 95% of that. That's what I remember
but
anyway.
We all get a Blue Peter badge now, so we can go and manufacture our trebuchets in the back garden. But
just in case. You never know when you might get an invasion.
You never know. That's what the boiling pots of oil on the roof are for. But I don't know. Overall, it was good. It was nothing more than that. It's interesting they didn't say a word on Halo at all. So I don't know what to think about that now. To be honest with you, I was convinced they were going to try and make something of it to cheer us all up again, but obviously not. So we shall see. But again, awesome for the chat hanging in there and listening.
Absolutely.
To us.
I'll give you a point because like you mentioned the whole cloud for the console, or what was it? It was like cloud gaming for console, right? For last gen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that okay, you brought me back to that because that is really cool. I do not have a new Xbox Series X. I do have the Xbox One X. So you're right. That is actually a good highlight. So I'll add that to my list. But I'm still bummed out about Halo, regardless. And I forgot to mention that just because it was shocking to me a little bit. Even though I know Cyber mentioned they might not show it, so I should have like kept my expectations in check. But I still wanted to hear something about it, even if it didn't have a release date. I still wanted to hear something, and who knows, it might even come out next year, for all I know, because they've been winging it this whole time. Like, they just give us snippets here and there, but it doesn't feel like they have a concrete knowing of when the game's actually going to release, or they're not letting us know. They're not, you know.
I agree.
Giving us feedback.
Yeah, it could still happen.
I wonder if Xbox and Microsoft feel inclined, like they to do all of these shows. Like, wouldn't it have been much better? I mean, I love that they keep doing all these shows, but it maybe, you know, we're coming off obviously a tremendous hard year with the pandemic and things like that. So I completely understand all of this, but wouldn't it be better if they condensed some of these shows to have more of a bigger announcements when you know, let's say a E3 and just an XO rather than, or a Gamescom, or just a, you know, a E3 and a Gamescom rather than a E3 Gamescom.
I don't think so. I think they've got more than enough content. That's the thing.
Right.
Sorry to cut you off there, my friend.
No, it's fine.
I'm just thinking, like, they've got loads of, they've got more than enough. Like I say, it's not good enough. I don't think what they've put out there. They've put out 12 minutes of downtime. I just counted from the start of the trebuchet bit to talking about it, and then it's incredibly bad. Sorry, I don't usually get really passionate, but I feel more passionate about this than the Idea Xbox showcase, actually, because this is a Gamescom, their main showcase. With Idea Xbox, it's, you know, I you know, you shouldn't be like more forgiving, but I am, but because I know it's not like the lead, you know, it's not like their main like showcase event. It's not like the spotlight event for Xbox. It's a more of a side event where they either, you know, where there's you know, I want them to do better for indies as well, for 100% sure, but this, come on. You know what I mean? There's no excuses.
I do agree with Judd too, though. There was a lot of announcements there that it kind of gets overlooked. Like the xCloud is big. It does, you know,
that was already announced
on
though.
Xbox. Right.
That's
you know, but this puts it in the forefront.
Yeah, I mean, that was something that was already known about, that was going to happen. A lot
was it coming to consoles though on last gen? Was that known?
Yeah, that was
I
known.
think that's the. I thought that was the new bit, because I don't remember anybody talking about how last gen can play current gen.
It might be the first time they've done it on Xbox, but it's definitely been talked about, because I remember thinking, well, that's a weird way to market your brand new console. I've definitely heard that before, and I thought it's very consumer friendly, but it's also not very good marketing sense if you want to sell consoles, if you see what I mean. But yeah, I've heard that before. It might have been through another means that said that was, you know, anticipating it happening, and it's the first time Xbox have put it on their show. But yeah, I mean, like, there's so many games. This is the thing, like, when you keep your ear to the ground, you know there's so many games that they could have shown off here. And you know, the ones that were like the Gunk, that should have had more, you know, emphasis. It should have a little bit of a gameplay deep dive after, and it's the only one, you know, I really wanted to see more of, and then it was one that didn't. I guess that's my personal thing, but there was a lot of kind of like simulation-based games, it seemed, that didn't have much variety, didn't have diversity, which they usually do well. The types of games all seem to be in a similar sort of category, in my opinion. Do you think I'm off with that, or is that accurate, would you say? Anyone?
No, I think that's... Go ahead, Judd, I'm sorry.
No problem. I think you're right. They got Age of Empires, Wasteland, Crusader Kings, which are all pretty similar in that way. But I would say one thing about no Halo, and I honestly think they're in a difficult position. Well, I mean, Halo Infinite is a difficult position for Microsoft, but it's made a lot worse. Think about this, right? You've just annoyed a certain section of your audience by saying there's no co-op at launch. And so if you show something now and it's amazing, they're all going to be even more annoyed, because they're like, well, I can't play it. I was going to play it with my brother or my cousin or my cat or whatever. But all the people that were into it and going to play single player campaign on their own, they're going mental on Twitter and everything. Oh, this is just so amazing. And so they're stuck between a rock and a hard place a little way with that. And where they're going to fit it with Call of Duty's November 5th, I think, Forza's November 9. It's got to be into December. I think they're still trying to figure out where to put the game as well.
Do you think so? Still not locked in their mind where they're targeting?
I honestly think it's down to where they are in the development cycle. If they're really coming in hot and pushing it to the wire, then yeah, I don't think they're probably gonna be waiting on a milestone or something to say, right, we're now ready to announce because we're definitely gonna hit this date. What they can't afford to do is deliver all that bad news on Friday and then go, okay, we're gonna deliver it December the 1st, and then go, actually, we're gonna need another month on this, and then tell us it's delayed. They need to get it right. So when they talk next, they have to be right on what 100%, they say.
Yeah.
Just remember, they only did one tech test. That's it.
Yeah, true.
So they still have a lot of work to do.
Well, I think they should delay it personally, but loads of people who are, really want Halo and all that, they want to get it. But I think they should delay it. What they've done is divided it into pieces so that they can make it manageable. Yeah. And that shows to me that they're probably not. They've been stretched a lot, if you see what I mean, in development. So that's a bad sign in general.
If we're talking about release dates, they will, if they don't release, November 15th would be the perfect date, right? It was when Halo Combat Evolved released. It's just their 20th year anniversary. But it's kind of like what you guys have been mentioning. It's just like, if the campaign is ready and the co-op campaign is not, was like, to me, is like, was the co-op an afterthought? Was there supposed to be no co-op at this, at a certain stage? What they're going to release, kind of like what you said, in segments, and it's because this is supposed to be quote unquote infinite,
Yeah.
But it just feels like, okay, so if the co-op is not ready but the campaign is, what happened during this co-op stage? I know a lot of people were talking about checkpoints and things like that, but they've done this, in every single Halo. It doesn't make sense. So
there's one caveat I'd put on that though, Cyber. Halo Infinite's supposed to be, it's not fully open world, but it's more sort of semi-open world. So that's a challenge they haven't faced before, where the rest have been pretty linear. So I don't know. I think there's going to be challenges for them, but they need to get it right.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I'm no game developer whatsoever, but if you come in with your team and your design team, and from the design meetings and things like that, if you already know that you want to do campaign and you want to have a co-op like every other single Halo has been done, maybe some of those issues, you try to look at it. I know they changed engines, they've been under like a lot of restructure, new directors, I believe, and so many challenges that they have to face. So I completely understand. It just seems odd to me that 6 years later that this game is still having these sorts of issues. But I know they're being very ambitious with this game and they're trying something completely new, and I respect that. I would have just hoped that it would have been in a little bit more better of a shape at this current state than
if they were more confident about what they had ready to go and showing it off and had a date, then I think everybody would be more excited rather than hesitant. Because remember, this was supposed to come out with the Xbox Series X.
I know, last year.
You can imagine. Yeah, you can imagine what that would have looked like. So I rather them delay it and be ready with everything where they're confident enough to boast about it, rather than people speculating. Maybe November, maybe December, maybe they're waiting for COD. Who cares about COD? If you have a good game, that does not matter.
True.
Right.
Definitely. Just a shout out to Song of Iron Joe in the house. Come to argue the point about 343 Industries as he used to work there. He's going to tell us off now.
It all went downhill after Joe left. So I think we know the cause.
Yeah, that's the problem. You see, he left and now it's gone wrong. So but it's great to see you, though, bro. Thanks for going by.
Amazing interview with Joe from Song of Iron as well on your channel, Andy. That was great.
Thank you, my friend. That means a lot. Joe was the star. I just put it together. He was absolutely inspirational where he spoke on that video. So yeah, that was.
I was telling him before the show, guys, how amazing and edited that was, and I really loved it. It stopped me from doing everything at home, and I had to sit down and watch that. That was really good.
That's very kind. Yeah,
Tell them. They gotta tell them in the chat. You did great.
Thank you, so kind. It means a lot. It really does. No, it's an absolute pleasure. But yeah, indeed, you know it. You can hear the blush. Yeah, absolute pleasure doing that with Joe, because he really is the nicest guy and amazingly talented. So yeah, 31st, guys. Not long until Song of Iron Goodness is in all of our lives. Very exciting times. But yeah, great to see you again, Joe. Thank you very much for coming by. Yeah, so I mean, like I say, that was disappointing, this showcase in general. Halo-wise, I mean, that's a big topic that lots of people have been talking about. I could easily go into that. I mean, it is disappointing. I mean, I think we would rather that we were more confident about it. It's you know, I get why I think all that is down to they want the Game Pass subscribers, they want the sales at Christmas, and that's why they're really trying to push for the Christmas release, because it's a big time to get a lot of people on board on your platform and into Game Pass. And to be honest, you know, I understand that. You've got to think of that as it's business at the end of the day. So if they released it in February or something like that, you know, it's going to miss out on that. But that's probably why they've chopped a bit of the game off, maybe, because it's not quite there. And like Joe said, I think on another show, he said, like, I bet there's an engineer working on that co-op, and he's like, I've almost got it. And obviously he's got that inside knowledge as well. So yeah, I can definitely see how that would be happening, and they're probably so close, and it's a push. But yeah, it's such a tricky one. They probably have thought long and hard over this tough decision, but. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Halo, just hope it's really good. That's what people want. I just want it to be really good.
Yep,
but
that's all I want.
Yeah.
If Halo comes out, then it's great and it's fantastic and it's getting praised by everyone, the fans, the media, and things like that. People will forget this ever happened. You know, it'll be amazing.
It'll be worth the wait. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will be forgotten.
As for this show, it was like I said, okay.
Yeah.
That said that it was pretty good, and I had a good time. Like, I was entertained. I was checking out the games. Like I said, I wanted to see more of the Gunk. Psychonauts is good. The games, the indie games they showed on Game Pass, awesome. I'm looking forward to a lot of those. Like I said, I'm gonna rewatch it, write some of those games down, because I really want to play
Best
those.
way.
And I'm also looking forward to other shows. Like, as we continue throughout these couple of days this week, I want to see more Gamescom. I want to see TMNT. Let's go.
Exactly, confirmed for tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Yeah, and there will be another live reaction on this channel tomorrow, by the way, guys, of the opening night live show. So yeah. If you fancy checking it out with in a crew of people in the chat and all that good stuff together, feel free to drop by. I think it's sometime in the evening. Haven't scheduled it yet in the UK, that is, time wise. But yeah, hopefully there will be. There's also the awesome indie showcase, which I haven't decided whether to do yet, but I really want to do. It's just whether I'm too stretched this week with real life stuff. But I think I really want to do that, because I really kind of regret, almost not regret, because I've had a lovely time with you guys, but I wish we'd have sort of just taken that over to awesome indies. Maybe it might have been a better plan, but I had just a lot of faith in Xbox to deliver a lot of indie goodness today. But they did in a small way. They did in that reel of like 1 minute goodness. I saw Midnight Fight Express. That sort of saved the show for me in a way, because if you really break things down like these shows, you can easily go, it was not great, because most of the time it was spent just chatting and people going, I love this, and all this sort of stuff, and we want to see the goods. You don't have to talk about it. Show the goods and people will love it. You don't have to go on about it. I mean, I respect devs to the highest degree, but at the same time, we just want to see the fruit of their labor. But yeah, like with regards to if they, coming back to my point, is like if there's like 1 or 2 or 3 good things in a show, which there definitely was, that you take it away and you go, that's a thumbs up then in that sense, to try and be more positive about things, which I do like to do. But as a whole, I thought the show wasn't delivered well, bad pacing, and it wasn't for me in a lot of ways, but I'm taking away Midnight Fight Express is coming to Game Pass, which is looking awesome. Definitely give that a follow on Twitter, that game. And I would need to go back to that sizzle reel, because they go past so quickly, and I'm pretty sure there were some other great ones I saw in there too. But also we saw the Gunk again. I'm really happy to see that again, and it didn't say 2021. It said copyright 2021 Thunderful in the bottom text, but I don't think we can take that as the release. I think that's just the copyright of the publisher, essentially. But I was searching, high and low for that 2021 confirmation. But do we think it's still coming in 2021, Juds? I mean, you've been keeping your ear to the ground on the Gunk. Would you reckon we're still on track for that, buddy? Yeah.
I think it will be. I just want to point out as well that I'm just watching some awesome dueling in the chat between Joe and Pixel Slap on who can do the best dad joke. It's fantastic. It's just beautiful to watch. They could have their own stream and just stream dad jokes all day. It'd be brilliant. I'd take advantage of it.
I'd watch it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I still think it's going to be coming for 2021 though, mate, to be honest with you.
Nice. That would be delicious. It would be great. And I did like that trailer. December, yeah, nice. That would be cool. Yeah, I mean, because there were other games that I know yourself, Judd, you were hoping for. Like, there's so much that could have gone into this. That's why I get this disappointing feeling, you see, because they filled it with a lot of, filler, in my opinion, when it didn't need to be. You could have even taken some of the games out of that sizzle reel and put them as a full trailer or something. You get what I mean? It's so easy to put it in there. You just fill it in with another trailer, and that's more. We're keeping it flowing. Do a back-to-back 3 trailers in a row, like without any gaps. Just for one part of the show where it's keeping it moving. It's just so easy to get that pacing better. But yeah, Scorn wasn't there, my friend. You were hoping for that. That's one of the games,
I was just very disappointed at that, to be honest with you. And that one I am concerned about when it releases, because we've seen literally nothing on that apart from that when he's wandering around pushing weird shaped things into weird shaped holes on an alien spaceship. That's as much as I remember, to be honest with you. So, but I want to see more. I want to see more of that. But you're right. If they'd taken everything they had here, crunched it into like 30 minutes, almost like a Nintendo Direct, and said, right, bang, there you go and watch that, I think everyone would have a little bit different opinion. Get rid of the trebuchets. I think we've done that. And massive miss on the Xbox mini fridge. Why not do a Halo Xbox mini fridge and then you please everybody? So
yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, we've been going quite a long time, so we should probably wind things up and respect your time, guys. It's been amazing, and thank you everyone in the chat as well. I mean, let's just quit. Should we just go bang, bang, bang? Final thoughts from each of you. Psychonauts, if you want to score it, let me know a score, my friend. If you don't want to score it, just give us a final thoughts, my friend.
Sure. If I were to score this, I'd probably rate this a 6 out of 10. It was still okay show for me. But not the best that Xbox has done. But overall, there was a couple things that, did catch my attention. The xCloud thing is big, kind of what Judd's alluded to earlier. I enjoyed seeing Dying Light, Psychonauts we already knew about, State of Decay. I love that game dearly. And, if they had ended it with the Humble Games, real, it would have been amazing. I just spent a little bit more time on those, and unfortunately the Gunk didn't get all the shine that it needed to, but overall okay show.
Yeah, fair. That's fair, my friend. That's a great shout. Lady Foxfire, what's your final thoughts that you would like to present for this show? And if you would like to score it, you feel free.
I was thinking about it. At first, I was like a little salty about Halo, so I was like 5 out of 10. But thinking, yeah, it's harsh. But thinking about the good stuff they did talk about, the good stuff they did focus on, the fact that I was entertained and I didn't feel like turning it off at any point, except for maybe when they were talking about Age of Empire. Let's see. I would give it a 7 out of 10. It was pretty good.
Okay.
It was pretty okay. I didn't hate it or anything like that.
Yep, no, that's cool. That's fair enough. And maybe what was your highlight from the show? Maybe any particular one thing stand out for you?
Forza.
Yeah.
I don't know. Psychonauts.
Yeah, good. That was a great.
The indie reel with the Humble bundle.
Nice. Yeah.
Those were the main highlights. Everything else was like, oh, okay, that's interesting, or that's pretty good, or
Yeah, sounds very similar to me, and it kind of points. I think everyone would probably say a similar thing on that, to what you've just said, what the highlights were, and that's a kind of an alarming thing because, you know, it's not just personal taste. It's a sort of because they're, you know, they shone through really, and if you get what I mean.
Shout out to my brother. He would say State of Decay and Dying Light because he loves zombies.
Awesome. Okay, that's cool. Love it.
There you go.
Love it.
Me and your brother got to link up on State of Decay.
Yes,
Let's go.
it sounds like it. Right. Definitely. That's a great shout. Lady Fox, awesome stuff as always. And Judsy, baby. Yeah, final thoughts, my friend. Anything you want to put out there? And if you would like to, what is your score, sir?
Yeah, I'm tempted to give it a 10 out of 10 because you're going to dunk on it in a minute. I know, so that's trying to bring the average up. I think as a show, if you like I said, concentrate on the highlights and the stuff they did show, which in a condensed format, I don't think we can mark it down on the format as much because they keep messing up the format, in my opinion. But based on a expectation of what you think was going to come, this time we should have listened to Aaron Greenberg instead of thinking he's bluffing with us again. But I would probably go 6 and 7 from the other two. I would probably go 7.
Don't let
yeah,
that
I'll probably
influence
go
you.
with 7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, no, good shouts. What was your highlight? Sorry, from the overall best, your like standout from the show, my friend.
Yeah, very similar to Dying Light 2 and Forza.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Forza guy, so can't wait for that. And Dying Light 2 showed very well. The Indie Sizzle, again, was fantastic. And Day 1 Game Pass, which is obviously very good. And obviously from a strategic, consumer-friendly thing, the xCloud coming to Gen 8 is very impressive. So, you know, everyone that doesn't have the next gen, because you can't get one at the minute, can now play those games through xCloud, which is very cool.
It is really cool. Yeah, I mean, I play mostly on PC now, pretty much all the time, but I don't have a Series X, so I have an Xbox One X in the lounge in the other room, which I don't use very often, but now it becomes more powerful, so even better. If I ever did want to use it, you know what I mean? It's quite a cool little thing, but it does make me wonder like about whether that's going to knock down their potential console sales or whatever, but, you know, they're good on them for being consumer friendly. Great stuff, my friend. And just sorry, I forgot to get Psychonauts. Your sort of like, what's your sort of best sort of like moment, best game, or best showing from the showcase, buddy? For Psychonauts, yeah.
Let me see. I would say the best showing. I really enjoyed the Humble Games sizzle reel, and I would say Dying Light 2 because I mentioned that right at the beginning. So I was.
You happy with seeing that? Did it kind of like get you more excited, or was it just sort of keeping you excited?
I mean, yeah, it's just keeping me excited.
Yeah,
what we've seen from that game has just been absolutely like amazing. You know, even from the first trailer that they showed, all the parkour, your maneuverability through the world was insane. Like the day and night cycle on this game is so intense, and they just amplified that. So that game, if you, like I mentioned before, if you haven't tried it, I know they had a huge sale before. It was like $10 or $5 or something like that on Xbox Live. But yeah, that's Dying Light 2 for me for sure, and the Humble Games.
Very good stuff, my friend. That is awesome. Yeah, so drop us your scores in the chat, guys, if you caught the whole show or caught any of it, what your vibes were of it. But yeah, we're going to wind things up. It's been a lot of fun. Like I said, not so many in today, but, you know, quality, not quantity. It's so great. Some great names in today, and some new names as well that I do believe Lady Foxfire brought along, as she is one of the popular ones in the community with some great friends. And it's always a pleasure to see new people in, and I really appreciate everyone coming by, everyone in total. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. So yeah, let's wind things up, and first of all, let's say thank you very much to Psychonauts. As I say, don't get to hang out enough, my friend, so an absolute pleasure to be able to do it today, and hopefully we can do it lots more, and now you're getting settled into your new place and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm hoping to see lots more from you on your channel as well, my friend. Would you like to shout out where everyone can find you, because you do awesome work?
Sure. You know what, just like Indy, like you mentioned, I'm not here enough, but I always want to be here. I love this channel. I love everything that you do. I really enjoyed coming in today, you know, talking games with you guys, with Juds. Lady Foxfire is my first time podcasting with you. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, it was a pleasure. Guys, just if you want to, you know, talk some games and things like that, just follow me on Twitter at Cybernox. If you want to, you know, play some games, I'm pretty much everywhere, Cybernox. Xbox, PlayStation, PC, everywhere. So, I'm just glad I'm settling in. So, I can week in and week out be talking about, games, a passion that we all love. So it's glad to, have things start, organizing themselves here at the new home. So yeah, I can't wait for more news.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome, buddy. It's fantastic. Yeah, no, it's great to see. That's lots to be enjoyed. Lots of good stuff. And I'm glad to hear. You're on your new place. That was quite a big move for you as well, wasn't it? If I read that right.
I've lived on the Northeast. And now I'm all the way. I'm in Florida now. So
right,
nice.
We're neighbors. High five.
Awesome.
There you go. High five.
There we go. I love it.
Yep.
Couch co-op buddies then. When the world restores. No, awesome stuff. It's wicked. It's always a pleasure. I just realized I didn't actually give my quick summary of the show. I'll just do that really quickly, guys, before we move through the rest of the outros. Just because I have to say this. I mean, I didn't think the show was that great overall. I thought there were some highlights. They saved it for me, but I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I'm sorry.
What I initially said. Oh,
yeah, I'm going to have to go with it. It just didn't give me a great vibe. I was disappointed in a lot of ways. Like I say, Midnight Fight Express, great to see that in there. Good little sizzle reel on that point. The Gunk. Psychonauts 2 was really cool, but we didn't need to see it really in a way. It's kind of all over the place in my opinion. And I think 5 out of 10.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised by your score, honestly.
Yeah,
you did express that throughout the show, and
yeah.
I don't blame you. Initially that's what I was going to give it, but then I was like, you know what? Let me focus on the stuff I did like, and it came up to a 7.
Yep, that's totally fair enough. That's good positivity. Usually I'm able to be positive and but just this time I can't get past it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, hopefully we'll see better in future. Just because this is Gamescom as well. This is I know maybe people don't think of it as as big as E3 or whatever. It is a big thing. Not as big as E3 possibly. Maybe definitely.
Yeah.
But
to add something to your point, if you don't mind, Indy, kind of like we mentioned before, you could have walked away from the show at any point and come back and. Kind of like what happened with Lady Foxfire, and be like, did I miss anything? Not really. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially at this point, which is on screen at the moment. That was a big lull at that point. It went from back to back. They have to think of pacing and stuff. Their editors and stuff. They can do better. I mean, it's the planning of the whole show really. But at the end of the day, they've got. It's. I think it's from the top level decision really of how it's laid out. I think that's the most important thing. The people who are hosting it once again have done a great job, and that it's nothing to do with them. It's not the games once again. It's pacing is the main thing. But I would say maybe it is about what they've included, the content wise. That could have been a lot better in my opinion as well. To mix it up a bit, there's a bit more action in there or something. So different styles of game for different audiences a little bit. It did feel like simulation based a lot of this one. But yeah, anyway, I won't go on anymore, guys. I think I didn't like it that much, and I think they could definitely do better. Much more up for the faster paced showcase where it's games after games after games. I do like developer sort of dives into games where it's but it's not goes on too long when it's extra 2 minutes of talking about it, or it's a 5-minute trailer and some of that's got some developer talking over it. But that's I'll say no more. Let's get with the outros. It's a bit of a disappointment, but some good stuff in there. So next up, Lady Foxfire, you are awesome, and it was always a pleasure hanging out with you. And today, you brought the fire as always, no pun intended. Thank you so much for being part of it. Where can they find you, my friend?
Lady Foxfire, almost anywhere on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and on Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, all the good places. You guys want to find me, you will definitely find a way. Check out my channel when you guys have a chance, and I also have links to all that stuff in there as well, whether it be in the video's descriptions or in the About section. Really love hanging out with you guys, talking games. Looking forward to doing more of these in the future, especially when I'm back full-time, even doing podcasts. That would be really, really fun. And thank you to everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. And if you guys want to check out some good deals and stuff like that, check out Foxy Deals on Twitter.
Awesome. That is fantastic, my friend. That is wonderful. I just realised I haven't put your links in the description below. I'm sorry. I've got it on the screen, guys. But I'm going to...
do it after the fact.
Yeah, I need a slap,
No.
don't I? Yeah, I'm going to put them in after, definitely, as I say, both you and Cybernox. If you wanted to drop any now for any people in the chat, like Pixel Slapper was asking, I believe, you can drop it, but also you mentioned it just then. But if you follow like Lady Foxfire on Twitter or something, then you'll see the links there as well. It's all linked up from that point, and same with Cyber, I do believe. But yes, finally, Judzilla always bringing the comical genius, and also the great takes too. So organised as well as being a funny guy. But no, pleasure to hang with you as always, Juds. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this video that you've been working on for a while. No pressure, but it's going to be a good one, I'm sure. The Halo goodness. But yeah, thanks so much for doing this today, buddy. Where can they find you?
Thanks very much, Indy. Again, it's an absolute pleasure to come on and hang with you for these reactions. It's been great, and again, chatting with Cybernox and Lady Foxfire. Awesome people, so please go and follow them and support them as well as Indy. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. So they can find me Twitter at Judzilla UK, YouTube link is in the description. Currently working on my Halo inspired music, which isn't stressful, so I've decided to delay half of the instruments for another 3 months and then put them in then. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good fun, but it's quite tricky. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. But thanks again, mate. Love being here, and the chat being awesome again.
Sorry, I've gone silent.
No, what did I say?
Sorry.
Wow, really offended him somehow.
I'm just trying to put Lady Foxfire's in the chat there. But I think it's your old handle, but I think it'll still take you to your channel. I've got that on mine. It's like my old thing when I first started. You can't change the actual URL, but you can change the sort of redirect. It's the same as my situation, I think. But anyways, yeah, Cyber, if you wanted to drop your channel in the chat, you can, my friend. But I will link them in the description below for anyone watching after, and I'll do that immediately after the show. But it's been fun, guys. It's been cool, even though it's not been the most perfect of Xbox showings, but still had an awesome time. Such great people on the panel today, people I think a ton of, and always have a pleasure hanging out with, but also in the chat. You guys are so amazing. Thank you very much indeed for your support. I just want to shout out a few before we head on out. Pixel Slapper, thank you so much for hanging out with us, my friend. Great to see you in. UK Dazarus in the house, thank you very much for hanging out, bro. Who else do we have in here? Jay Rembert came in with a 6 out of 10 at the end there. Thank you very much, my friend. That's a fair enough score, I think, indeed. Who else do we have? We had Timodos in the house. Thank you for being here. Who else? We have Song of Iron Joe, of course. Thank you for dropping by, Joe. Exciting times for you. Even at this busy time, you're dropping by. What a legend. It's the push for the final goal. But yes, who else do we have? We had May Suko in the house. Thank you for being here, buddy. I Love Indies Leon was in. Thank you for being here. We had Josh, aka Josie Lopez, Dragon Wolf as well, and thank you everyone who's come by. All of you guys are legends. Anyone else who I missed, thank you so much for being here. It was a ton of fun, and as I say, we'll be doing a couple more potentially. Definitely we're doing one tomorrow for the opening night live. I think that's at around 7 p.m. ish, I think, in the UK. So 5 hours back from that is 2 p.m. in Eastern time, roughly around that time. I'm going to schedule it in, and you'll see it pop up on the channel very soon. But yeah, thanks so much everyone who was here today. Hope you enjoyed Gamescom, the rest of it. I hope it brings what you're hoping for and all that good stuff. Like I say, there may be an awesome indie show on Thursday that we live stream, but if not, check it out. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, we will catch you again very soon, hopefully back on the channel for tomorrow. But yeah, catch you later, guys. Have a great evening or day or whatever time it is where you are. Appreciate you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.